Black Girl Podcast, episode 47. I'm Scotty Beam.
I'm Gia Peppers.
I'm Alicia P.
I'm Safira M.
I'm Bex.
Yes, welcome back. Welcome 2019.
Can we all say it again as if we're happy?
Happy
New
New
Year.
Year.
There's that on that.
Happy New Year to you.
What we got doing for New Year's? So let's update it. Updates.
I was
Updated.
in church. It was
on
the
with
first
the
time I
church.
ever went to church for New Year's and did the watch night service. I was like, hallelujah. It was like we did a sermon. I mean, it did. You got there at 10:30. They did the worship, praise and worship. I was like, yes, Lord, in the spirit, Lord. And then,
Yes, Lord.
and then we did, tithing and everything. And then they did the sermon, and it was just so dope. It was just about like transitioning. And then that week, TD Jakes came to my church, and that man
Knows how to
Oh,
get
Wow.
that's a
Crying.
big
What
one.
church do you go to?
in Maryland, it's First Baptist Church of Glenarden with Pastor Jenkins. That's my
My second
my
dad
boy.
goes there.
It's a huge church. If you know a black person who lives in Maryland or
Maryland,
DC,
they go there.
they might go there. Like it's especially PG County. But yeah, he and Pastor John Jenkins have been friends for years. So they've been doing this revival for 20 years. So he comes back every single year to do it. And TD Jakes, the sermon just went live, so I'll definitely share it so the
Please
girls
do.
can post it
Yeah.
because it's fire. It's called.
Probably right on time for me.
It's called
Watch.
Girl.
Watch.
He literally came. I was crying. I was in the overflow because it was so many people in the church.
And this
that
was
there
on the 31st.
This
No.
evening.
This was
For
the
those
week
that don't
of.
go to church, what's the overflow?
Oh, the
room when
overflow
you're late.
means if you
all
extra.
that kitchen.
No,
in
we
the back.
weren't even late.
I mean, in
So
some
okay,
churches,
so when
in some churches,
First
it's the
Baptist
room
Church
you
of
gotta sit in
Glenarden
when
is
you
a
late.
mega church. So it's like part offices, part schools. They have different
Oh,
like
okay.
things. So it's like a huge facility. So they have different rooms that they'll do classes for. And so overflow, you'll be in classrooms to watch the sermon live, even though you can't make it into the sanctuary. Every year, my mom goes, and she usually gets there. It starts at 7:30. She usually gets there by 6:45 and gets a seat. This year, for some reason, I think it's because Pastor Jenkins started a YouTube, and he's been getting like 300,000 views per video. So now everybody comes, and so it was a huge thing. But he talked about just making sure that like even if you lost your way in 2018, knowing that God still has you, and that if He didn't give up on you, you can't give up on yourself.
Oh, I need that.
And there's literally so many times.
Let's just play it
Yeah,
now.
there
Let's
was
just take the time.
literally. Matter of fact, we
Cut
gonna
this
change it.
podcast off and
Pause
play
real
it
quick.
now.
The name of the sermon was "Get a Grip on It," and
Oh,
it was
wow.
just like so crazy. Like, don't
Well.
confuse. Don't fight to be good. Don't fight to be perfect. Fight to be consistent. Anyone can do good for a moment. Can you do good for a lifetime? Like it was just like, oh, so
I
just
can't.
stab me, cool.
Hey.
Smack me, cool.
Left, right,
And like, so it was great. And then I just chilled at home. It was great. The break was fire. I needed it to do nothing. It was great. What did
Need
you
it.
young people
need it.
do?
You need it.
Young people.
What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Christmas was cool. I spent Christmas with family. I haven't done that in a long time.
Where you usually
Usually
be?
sleep.
Oh.
Watching TV, eating Chinese. This was the first holiday season where I was with family in a very long time. I'm usually in my room, doors closed, watching something on television.
What?
Yeah. Holidays, that's why I felt D like that. Holidays for me, after my father passed, was like, lights off, doors closed, I'm good. This was literally the first time in years. I can't even tell you how many it's been that long. So we went to my sister's house for Christmas. We all opened gifts. I wrote everybody thank you cards. I gave them thank you cards and thanked them. My nephews, my baby nephew, my older nephews, my uncle, who had a stroke 6 years ago, was with us as well this Christmas. My sister, my mom, I wrote everybody thank you notes. And with my mom and my uncle, I wrote that I was taking them to get makeovers. My mom has been like begging to get her hair done and like made over. So I took my mom to get her makeover for Christmas, and my uncle, who hasn't had a haircut in forever, I took him to my homeboy Travis's barbershop, Basic Celebrity Barbershop in South Plainfield.
He's dope. He's cut my hair before.
Yes,
Tall,
I think he cut your
tall,
yeah.
like-
Mhm.
yeah.
I think he cut your hair too, Bex. He cut he cut my uncle, and my uncle was really ecstatic about it. He was like thanking me over. He has short term memory loss, so he's been consistently thanking me over and over and over. It feels good, but it's but it's sad because he remembers the moment, but it's just like he keeps thank you, Sheesh. He calls me Shisha. Sheesh. He's like, Sheesh, thank you so much, Sheesh, man. That barber's really good. He's really good. So I was able to make them happy. My nephew got him what he wanted. I have. I'm done. Pockets are tapped out.
Santa Claus.
And then I spent Christmas with a friend. We exchanged gifts, and it was cool.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
What? Come on, sis.
New Year's, my party was lit. No, we're skipping over. That's not the episode we're doing.
Wait a minute.
You can't you brought it up.
Right.
And then Christmas.
I just
I exchanged gifts with this person. And then
make-
my New Year's
I didn't
was
make
nice
that
too.
I didn't make that face.
Wait, so we talked about gift giving last time.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, was it good? Was it a
Oh,
good
that was
gift?
great. It was great.
It was
Great
a great
gifts.
gift.
Both ways. Yeah.
Both ways. You spent a stack?
I didn't spend no stack. But my nigga, I took my whole family to Paris. I ain't got no stacks on the gift.
What did you
Do
give
it-
him?
I did well. I did well.
What
I
did
got
you
a few
receive?
things.
Oh,
Oh, bitch.
I gave a few things and gave a few things.
Hello.
You got
You
a few
get-
things and gave a few.
Yes.
wow.
So it was an
this is
it was
pretty
an
serious.
relax.
Yeah.
No, that's serious.
I mean, the fact that
I purchased something for you, nigga. You mine.
Not just something, but a couple of things. I got a couple of things. I
Yes,
gave a
but
couple of
very
things.
thoughtful gifts on both sides.
How did you all come into this conversation? You were like,
I'm
did
getting
you
you
listen
something.
to the podcast and was like, wait, should I get you?
Yes. We
You alive.
but no, but what it was just like an unspoken thing, like where like we knew we were gonna get gifts for each other.
Oh,
Cause
Like,
in
it was
real
just
life.
yeah. It's
How
all
long
right.
y'all been dating?
Wait, yo.
what's the social
I'm over here like my head edges are hurt, sweaty.
No. You got edges.
We're
Let me see.
chilling. We're just hanging out, friends.
Hanging out, friends, just buying gifts for each other. And shit, right?
Yes.
Tons of gifts, like more than one gift.
Yo, y'all too with these eyes.
I'm like,
Oh, I'm on to
Piercing.
you.
Piercing.
I'm on
was
to
he at the
you.
party, the celebration?
Was he?
I would like to plead the fifth.
He was there. Oh, I forgot. She got a hotel. Yeah.
Wait, I was what the
You sure
Wow.
did. You sure did.
I'm gonna remember this moment. This God-given moment
You
here.
always do it every year, though.
No.
You get a hotel every year. You're by
Every-
yourself.
you try to clean it up?
I'm just saying.
But this
Are you trying to clean it up?
had changed a little bit because I was at your hotel
Wow.
last year. We was all hanging out till what 6 in the morning.
Who-
Remember? Last
Yo, what's going on
no, but
here?
you told me it was quiet for that this year. I remember you was like, "All right, go home. Goodbye."
This is what friends do.
Sorry, I drove all the way from Queens. You didn't even offer me some
Oh
place
yeah,
to
Safira
stay.
came. So what they're talking about?
No,
since
no,
you wanna,
no.
She's talking about hotels
The reason
and
you
shit.
didn't offer a place for us to come to after was
Quickly.
because
Alicia
No,
was
you
like,
coulda came
you
and
have your
chilled.
jacket on. You're good. Okay. Stay safe. Get home
I
safe.
did not.
don't text me. I don't respond.
You
Yo,
live a
it be
block
the
away.
niggas
You're
closest
okay?
to you, bro.
Okay, you can walk, right? Did you let me walk in New
What?
York?
What?
No, I
You first of all, she lives half a step away from where we were. Not even half. Let's be very clear. Oh my
Inside your
God.
room.
Dead ass.
Right.
No, dead ass. Dead ass. Dead
But I
ass.
did have my party on December 30th, and it was an amazing fucking
looked
time.
good.
It was
Yeah,
such
it
a
was
good
fun.
time. I was happy that moment.
You were.
Prior to that, though,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't in a good space at all. I had really bad anxiety. I usually have anxiety about each party because I don't think anybody's ever gonna show up. And I'm like,
Meanwhile,
oh,
half of Newark comes
Right.
every time.
yes, half of New Jersey was
All of
there.
Newark.
Nigga, all the niggas that's not in prison was in there tonight. Like everybody in New York.
I don't know why you don't ever
They
think
lock
people are
up
gonna
everybody
come,
in
and
Newark. I've
every
seen
time I go,
everyone
it's
get
like
arrested.
I
I
can't.
was about to say, like,
People
I've
spilling
never seen
outside.
a photo of your parties that's like, whoop, just Alicia came.
I know, but it was just my homegirl Christmas. Shout out to Christmas was having a party the next day on the 31st, which was like super elegant and beautiful. Everybody looked amazing that day as well. Everybody had like glitter,
Oh, you went?
sequins. Yeah, I went.
Okay.
But by party, I was just like, oh my God, I don't know. I wasn't really promoting it heavy like that. I don't know what it's gonna be like, and I was having anxiety about another situation
I'm sorry.
that I had found out about from
Promoting it
another party.
heavy.
Yeah.
Did you not see yourself spread across Instagram with your legs
No,
showing?
because I didn't. I mean,
You
the
did
picture
great.
was nice.
And
Thank
people
you.
know, and it's free, right?
Yes.
So once in New Jersey, anywhere, you find out there's a free party, niggas are
That's
driving
true.
from Plainfield Niggas are driving from Trenton.
Yes.
People are coming from Camden.
This is true.
Philly. Anywhere. Well, Philly, they might have, but all in New Jersey will come to one party for free.
This is true. That is true. Because everybody's like, I'm not trying to pay a cover. So everybody came. They had a good time. Shout out to DJ Mike Medium, DJ Shy, DJ Ernst for holding me down. The music, I kept getting complimented about the music all night. Safira was there, two-stepping and spinning in her bliss.
Nigga, she was
spinning and pirouetting in her bliss.
Allen all night.
Love it.
Points and toes.
But yeah, I wasn't in a good mood. My cousin Tyra had to remind me. She said, sis, what's the name of your party and why do you have these parties? These parties are to celebrate life. Why are you not practicing what you preach? I was like, oh my God, you're so right. Yeah, she did. And I was like, I love you so much. Thank you for being my peace. She like held me down. She took me to get my makeup done. And I was starting to snap out of it when I got my hair done, my makeup done. I started putting my dress on. Thank y'all. Shalia, shout out to Shalia. She did my makeup for me. But other than that, it was an amazing turnout. I was so happy. We had a photo booth. Deani had a good time. Y'all had a good time. I don't know. I was good. And then after my party, I just decided to break. Actually, no, I'm lying. At midnight, I cried. And I have no idea why. It felt like a release, but it also felt sad. Like it was a weird set of emotions. Because I went through a lot emotionally this year. And I don't think I've ever been as emotional as I was this year. Like I dealt with a lot of guilt and just like, my ego feeling attacked and just me taking things personal. And I haven't felt like that since my father died in 2006. So it was really hard for me emotionally this year. So I think I cried at midnight with a little bit of relief. Like,
you made it.
Thank you. I'm here. And then the other half of me was sad. And I don't know what the sad was about. But either way, I left 2019 still feeling really good, and I think my party helped me with that. I think it really did.
Went out with a bang.
Yeah, no, it was a good time. It really was. It really, really was.
That's cool.
Saf?
I had a really good holiday, actually. I was with my family the entire time from start to finish. I gave my mother a 60th birthday party, and that was probably the highlight.
Oh,
Thank you,
yes.
Rebecca.
So cute.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Shout out. You got to clap for that.
It was the highlight of my year. It was so fun. It was so put together. Like, I won't say it was put together at the last minute, but everything came together in the exact way that it was supposed to be. My friends helped me. My family helped me. It was a really amazing night. The DJ was good. Mitch DJ'd.
Oh, nice.
Mr.
And Mitch is lit.
Jameer hosted.
Of course he did.
My mother loves Jameer, so
What mother doesn't
love Jameer, right?
Like, it's insane.
It was perfect. Her family, her sisters were there, and the Wilson sisters, their birthday are all in December, so it was like their birthday celebration too. My mom's the oldest, so she let them have their moments. Rebecca came. It's 5 sisters, 1 boy, so it's 6 of them. My mom's the oldest, and she has baby twin sisters that she like helped raise, and just to hear them give speeches, and everyone's common thread about my mom is that she's so strong and she's so, she don't play. And of course,
did mom cry, and you were like, nope.
Yeah, and she didn't cry. I guess I also
That's
take
where you
that
get it
her,
from. Yeah.
But she doesn't really cry. She doesn't cry in public. She doesn't really cry. It takes a lot for her to cry. If she cries, that's how you know, like,
She's reached her point.
yeah, and probably even still. But it was a really beautiful moment. She's 60, and she's going to be a doctor in May. So that's the next party.
For your ass one time.
But Christmas was good. I was with family, and then I went home and watched movies for, like, the rest of the night. It wasn't, like, the typical, I'm at my family's house all night. It was like, okay, I'm leaving. New Year's Eve, I was in church, and then I had like a little get together with drinks, nothing major, and then we're here. Like I don't even care about last year no more. Like that's how much I could not wait to get out of it, and not
That's
like
so
oh my
crazy.
God I can't. But I just like
It was
like
a lot.
I said, the highlight of my year was giving my mother a 60th birthday party, and she enjoyed every inch of it. So thank you all for coming. Good night.
This has been my TED Talk.
This has been my TED
Smacks her
Talk.
on the back.
Thank you for making it to 2019.
And
Cause baby.
Shout out to you giving a really amazing speech to your mom as well.
Oh, you heard it.
Yes, briefly.
Oh yeah.
Do her
Thank
IG
you.
story.
Thank you, Rebecca. I didn't know you posted.
Yep.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yeah, I had to let her know. It's different being outside of the house now, and things are changing. But it's my dog.
Oh,
That is. I was like, just want to let you know, you my girl, and I'm your girl too. And she was like, okay. But you gotta let her know sometimes. Like,
Literally your twin.
the roles have changed, but it's okay. You're still my mom, but you're my girl too.
Yeah.
that's so cute. Shout out to
How was
you.
your holiday? Thank you.
My holiday was rough. I feel like everybody's like, went to church, had a great party. Mom turned 60.
No.
No,
Like,
no,
Listen,
not at all.
Mary was there. I just don't choose to look at that right now.
Right, left that shit right in 18.
Left it right in
Bye.
2018.
Very true.
very rough holiday season.
Is it pollen season?
Holiday season.
So it was a
Holiday
rough
season.
holiday season.
Christmas cake.
She wiped her nose.
Huh?
Joe, she's looking at me like, how hard was it?
Some pollen
She
season.
you wiped your nose, so I thought you said
Go
pollen
ahead.
season. I was like,
Christmas is very
Keep hitting the
hard.
mic,
Well,
sorry.
it wasn't very hard. It was just it's difficult to go through the holiday season now because I'm really like, I mean, as you all know, I have like a strained relationship between me and my mother, and just really looking at my family dynamic was kind of like something I started to really face directly towards the end of 2018. And then, of course, when all the holiday seasons come around, it's like you have no choice but to look at that shit straight in the face and deal with it. And it was just kind of like, it was hard not to compare and contrast. Like I had told Saphir, just being at the party, I had to excuse myself probably like 2 times to go and just collect myself. Just watching it, like, just the way the family was. Not to say my family doesn't get together, but it's just like, you sometimes want things that you didn't grow up with, and then just to see that was kind of like, I have to just collect myself because I'm not here to give that type of energy to the room because the room was beautiful.
right.
Like it was
You don't
just
want what I got said.
that energy was fucking ridiculous. It was an amazing job. It was well thought out. It was like themed perfectly. Thank God for Mitch. Mitch was killing it.
Of course.
David was killing it. Jameer was. It was just like, it was just really, really good energy through and through. Woke up. You're welcome. Woke up Christmas Day with Bay, and we exchanged gifts and said Merry Christmas to each other. And it was
Merry
Christmas.
That's a new tradition.
Yeah, that's how I would prefer to bring in Christmas anyway.
That's actually so cute.
Yeah. No, actually, no. We brought in Christmas
So cute.
at a house party. My friend Ari threw a house party, annual get together, and we brought in Christmas there. And then Christmas Day, we just spent the time together in bed and watched a Bird Box and just like,
Oh yeah, that shit was crazy.
that shit was different.
That shit was
I did not watch it.
I enjoy it.
You watch it. It's a good watch if you have time.
gruesome.
scary.
or
I
anything
heard
like
it.
not
that.
It just
gruesome.
looks like the back of my parents' house. I'm not gonna watch it.
Oh yeah.
That's a fact.
Oh.
Don't watch it, sis. You good?
Good.
Facts.
She good.
That shit
That's
was
Good.
Nobody want to be looking
mad
outside
space.
stressed.
Gia got mad space back there.
That's crazy.
I'm good.
Killer space, like
Killer
serial,
space.
serial killer.
All right.
Like-
All right. Let's stop that. Okay.
Hello?
They can they can set a plot for a few weeks and they don't even know they're there.
I never
Yep.
know.
Don't know any
She
of
has
you.
to
Aw.
stop and visit there.
You'll see.
That's
Beamers
really
or something,
scary.
or something like that.
You'll see Beamer.
Yeah, before that, you'll see
Because
it.
I think that's why I would like really would not watch it because
Mm-hmm.
the perspective that I have of my house is like I get my home is that I get peace because there is no like it's just peace.
Okay.
It's, like, it's quiet, it's whatever. But I live in New York. It's like, hey yo,
Right. Right.
Reggae.
Reggae. One more thing.
white people letting their dog shit everywhere. Like it's like it's just always noise.
Do you have
You're
like
noise.
sliding doors to your backyard? Like, is
Yes.
it completely?
Isn't
Oh,
it
that
sliding doors and you walk out to the back.
No,
Please.
that's a deck. It's a
I
deck.
have a
outside.
sliding door,
But
and I still
but it's
hear
still like
Jamaican
a-
music in the
A
summertime.
sliding door.
It's
to
not
the
Jamaican
deck and
music,
then you
it's
walk
reggae.
downstairs.
Oh, you got chairs on our deck for that purpose.
I grew up with a deck, and I still hear white people in reggae. And I have a nice backyard,
York.
and I live in New York.
It's so
Sorry
different,
for
beloved. Beloved, it's different.
It's our culture.
You live in
Don't you
God's house,
judge it.
so
That's very
nobody's coming
true.
down.
That is the extension of the
No,
church.
I'm talking about Gia.
It is.
It's protected by God. So you can watch Bird Box, Bird Locks, or Bird Shots.
Bird Shots.
And it don't matter.
I just don't,
All right.
The only movies that I will watch are Jordan Peele because I like the way he thinks. And that Us.
Oh, that Us looks really good.
It
It's really, really good.
Anyway, back to you.
Thank you. We're here. We're back. We're back.
New Year's. What did I do for New Year's? I think I burned New Year's the same way. It was quiet. I spent the time with
Bae.
I spent the time with Bae. We would actually travel. I don't know why, but I always spend time. The clock hits midnight whenever I'm on the road. And I don't know why. We're always like shuttling between houses, and it's like the clock strikes 12 and I always have to like pull over to the side and just like celebrate in the car. And it's always like, in the car.
It's so cute with Bae.
It's personal, it's private, but it's like, I'm always going, so I'm always en route somewhere. And I'm like, is that a sign that like, I just can't sit down and just enjoy midnight? Maybe it's not. I was just really getting mad.
Really cute.
It was
Thank
cute.
you.
I hope you got that.
I hope not.
Y'all are crazy.
Listen, 2018,
The ghetto.
rough.
It
The ghetto.
It wasn't really the ghetto.
For you.
No.
To you.
No.
I'm saying, I guess, never mind.
No,
Yes.
Go ahead.
it's the ghetto. Yeah.
I had a
Yes.
bad 2018, but I
It is
I
a
can hang in
trying
the-
year.
I can hang in together.
Me too.
I can't.
I don't want to hang there no
I
more.
ever
No,
want to
that
be-
dap was too.
I don't ever want that was too proper.
It was too proper.
I don't ever want.
I also have 20
I didn't really
nails
want to
on.
dap you up. I'm sorry. I don't know why, but
Yeah, that was crazy.
we also
That
have to
was
be mindful
okay.
on camera now.
Respect.
Yeah.
Listen,
Go ahead.
2018 was something
it
different.
wasn't the
It was so
The ghetto was
unexpected.
beautiful compared to what the hell 2018 was.
No, 2018 was super duper unexpected, and super duper
Yes.
still here with me, and super duper trying to knock this bitch the fuck out because I need
a
to
fact.
leave her alone.
I agree with that.
And I'm getting better. I mean, I don't know when I hit you up, Alicia, but I had hit up Alicia because I was really like, I wasn't dark, but I was just in a lot of pain. And I hit up Alicia and I was just like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Like, why is it this? And I also asked you, like, I feel like I ask you this question all the time. And that also dawned to me that, like, you know what? That's not the question you need to be asking because it's not getting you anywhere. Like, what's the right question for yourself? But I expressed to her that, like, I was just in pain and I just really was just feeling a lot of, like, just a lot of hurt and just trying my best to get through it. And it being something difficult because it was a holiday season, but I made it. I'm in 2019 and I now live in Brooklyn. So,
Wait. Congratulations.
yes, I now live in Brooklyn. Yes.
That we were talking about that. We said it was
No, not that one.
But either way,
That's major.
I'm in Brooklyn. We actually
Crown Heights,
just Bed-Stuy.
Who's we? Who's
Right.
we?
Hello, slipping that weed in all crazy.
Obviously, we
Hello.
just picked up the keys today.
Who is we, beloved?
Who else would it be?
I don't know. It could be a girlfriend.
Me and my boyfriend moved in together. We moved in.
Congratulations.
We don't know yet.
Niggas is growing up.
Don't know yet.
got
Yeah.
whole
That's a
ass.
grown thing.
I never really knew. I never imagined this stage of my life besides like it's just gonna be nice, like it's gonna look nice, but then to imagine for it to be the reality that I'm moving in with my partner is like
Wow.
never
That's gross.
pictured that.
So what
So
are
now
we
it's
wearing
really
to the
brand new
wedding?
for me. Listen,
Down. Jesus.
thank you,
Got the apartment.
thank you.
Did she just say wedding?
Yes.
Gia?
Listen,
agree?
everyone was like blessings. I'm like, listen, we gonna come in as two and we gonna leave as two. That's exactly what's gonna happen in that apartment. Because we gonna take God's time.
That's cool.
That's really nice. I
agree.
think that's like a really great way to start off the new year. Like moving to Brooklyn. My sister moved into her house and everything, and just yeah, we went to go see the house. I mean, it's completely barren now, but just like seeing Noah kind of run through all of the empty houses, and just like this is your room, and thank you. There's just so much transitioning happening in my family. I'm just like trying to see it all now instead of being like, dang, I know X, Y, and Z is on the horizon. But it's just really nice for everybody to see the moments and to enjoy the moments and to be like, okay, everybody's good.
Yeah.
Everybody's good.
I think
So that's happening.
The crazy thing I think about, like, because we all go through these like faith levels, and I think it's really interesting to hear you talk about how like you were in pain because we've been building so much, I think, especially you. And I'm like, But I want you to understand that like faith and all that isn't just one of those things that's going to be like a plateau. Like you're always going to need new levels to reach. So I'm like, just keep seeking and just keep like staying in it. And if you feel pain, feel it, like, and let it go. Don't hold it and try to fight it. And I think for me, I had to learn how to ask, and I'm still learning every day, but I'm learning how to ask, what do you want me to learn here that I'm not learning? Like, what do I need to learn? What am I not seeing? So
that's a good one.
Yeah, I've been pulling gems from the situation, so I feel like I'm gathering what I'm supposed to have knowledge of.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes the things are just hard to swallow as well, because it's not what you expected to be said to yourself. So it's just like, but then it's on the flip side. It's like, okay, got it. Right. Now I'm clear. Got it. Okay.
I'm proud of you for acknowledging it. You didn't used to do that before. You never really. Not take that back. You kind of did, but I think you have a different approach to it now.
I'm very like, I hold a lot of it, and I'm trying my best not to let it come out and hit other people.
Yes.
But I need to stop holding on to it like that, because it really. I can't see or do anything else properly. Like, and I'm cheapening my life experience by doing that to myself.
Yes.
So I'm trying my best to just deal with it better. So it's just that's what I think I also learned, is like, you need to deal with this kind of shit better. So
that is, we were talking off air about a scenario that has me in the same situation that I know I shouldn't give a fuck about. Like, I know the situation is not worth my time. I know my energy isn't worth it, but I am harping on it like I've never harped on something like how I'm harping on something that really shouldn't or doesn't deserve my attention. And it's really hard to release that. Even if you acknowledge it and you know you're not supposed to be harping on it, it's still really hard to release that. And I brought it to my therapist, and I asked her, I'm like, why is this the situation I'm talking about in therapy all the time? I have mad other shit in my life that I need to be talking to you about, to be figuring out, but this situation is what's holding me. And to me, and what she said to me in just short term was just like, don't look at more so what the situation is that you're harping on. Just know that that's what's bringing whatever the root of the problem is to surface. And I'm like, it's really agitating me and it's hurting me. I want to know what that root is, because usually I'm able to pick, like, I know that I'm doing this because this is the root of that problem. And because I don't know what that problem is, it's been driving me insane. It's been driving me crazy. So I get it. I know how you feel. That pain is no joke.
And I haven't looked at it, and I always just knew it was there, and I feel like I'm just finally looking at it. And that's just that in itself is just an overwhelming experience. But I mean, there's also better things happening for me that I'm just trying to invest myself into. It didn't
sound dark at all, what you were talking about. I think there's a lot, there's darkness, I think, with all of us. We spoke of the dark spots in 2018, but to see you talk about your sister, which makes you smile, getting
so
an apartment
happy.
that makes you smile, spending New Year's with whom you love, you know what I'm saying, without the stress.
Speaking about your parents,
right?
Too.
That's true.
Not having to be on the move or anything like that to celebrate the new year. I think that's all important too. So that was like that's a bright spot. You have bright spots. Yeah, so I don't think it
wasn't all terrible, but it was just 2018 was definitely a transitioning year.
I feel like it was that way for a lot of
yes
people. Just across the board. I don't think Deani, I'm sorry, I know you have to speak. But I don't think that it was necessarily like, I don't know if you take it this way, but don't take it this way. Don't think that you were the only one being dragged through.
I know I wasn't.
Being dragged through, because
I was being dragged by my edges, by my neck,
by my feet,
by my vagina, by my brains, by my brains.
I don't want you to be dragged by that.
I was being dragged everywhere.
Dragisha.
Dragquana.
Dragon Tales.
I was
Dragon
Dragon
Tales. That was
Dragon
really,
Tales.
really good.
Wow. I need y'all to stop
that was really good.
talking after my. I need
so
y'all to stop
good.
doing that.
So good.
Dragon Tales.
Y'all to stop doing that.
Speaking of tales, tell us about yours.
with the clean transition.
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 This is why we never get anywhere.
No,
we're always naming things black.
Lift us up,
names.
Lift us up.
Oh no, you know I ain't.
Oh
here to
no,
lift.
I ain't got a lift.
No.
You know I'm not a lifter.
I ain't got a lift.
I'm here to darken the mood.
No.
Right.
I hate that soundtrack. I hate it.
So, you know what? The holidays was pretty great. Christmas.
God bless.
I would have never thought my family was going to get together the way they did this year. We played a game, Never Have I Ever. That was the funniest shit I've ever done.
You played that with your family?
I can't do that
with my
It's a card game. They have a card game version.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but it's still nasty as fuck.
Yeah, no, I love it.
So like,
I want it. I want it.
So my mom bought it because she's like, hey, I just bought Never Have I Ever,
Lord
and
Jesus.
you know it looks fun. But I said, Mom, you never played it before. She was like, no, but it sounds fun. I said, Mom, I think it's gonna be inappropriate. She was, no, it's not gonna be that inappropriate. I'm going through the cards. I'm sifting through things that we just cannot.
Nah, take this
don't do.
out.
But then we ended up doing the nasty ones because
that
it
was
was
all
funny. No, it was so funny to hear.
You posted
hear my
one, too.
aunts. Yeah, to hear my aunts and like my cousins like look at their mom like my aunt crazy, or look at my mom crazy, or DeAndre sipping on stuff that not like alcohol, but you know, if you do Never Have I Ever, if you did it,
yeah.
you have
And
to
he was
sip.
sipping.
So DeAndre was sipping. My mom was like, "Wait, what is happening?" It was the funniest shit ever. I think that was one of the best, you know, Christmases I've had, like in a matter of like 10 years. So it was beautiful.
Really
That's gross.
That was really great. I had a great time. My mom opened her little Paris gift. So
little Paris.
you know,
Paris,
just a little thing.
Go ahead and tell a story.
She's telling everybody.
Of
Let me
course
tell
she
you
is.
something. If you pass by my mom, you probably heard the story already. My mom, I went to London last summer, and she had asked me not to go to Paris because she wanted to take her kids to Paris, and she never got to, and she felt like she never took her kids overseas before, and she really felt bad about it. She cried about it. She was very sad about it. So, once I said, I want to take her to Paris. I want to buy her Louis Vuitton there. You know what I'm saying? She loves Louis Vuitton. And she was like, I'm not, she's been talking about buying a Louis Vuitton for Christmas. I want a Louis Vuitton. So I said, we'll get your Louis Vuitton in Paris. And she was like, trying to connect it. She was like, wait, what? And I was like, we're going to Paris. And she was like, wait. She just couldn't believe that. I think her daughter, you know what I'm saying? That
Fire.
I was brokety broke. Like, there was, what? Like, I know to her, it's just seeing her daughter take care of her. And anyway, you know what I'm saying? It's fascinating to them because I was an infant once. So,
yes, you were, actually.
Right.
I think most of us were, actually.
So it was incredible, I guess, to her watching me trying to transition into the mom and her the daughter. Not saying but roles eventually will switch. You know what I'm saying? And I was watching Golden Girls, like I'm going through a Golden Girl stage. I don't know what's happening. I am watching it religiously. It's my office now. Like I watch The Office to go to sleep. But now I watch Golden Girls to go to sleep, and I'm watching Sophia and Dorothy, and I'm like, wow, that's me and my mom for real. Like that's my nigga. Like I can't. So, so that was really fun doing that. My brother's birthday, he turned 20, so he's feeling himself really hard. And it was great. New Year's. So New Year's. Usually I spend it by myself. I like to clean my house, scrub it from up and down, take out everything I want out. And because 2018 was trash, I wanted to throw everything out. Like I was throwing clothes. I did
throw a lot of clothes
I was
out.
taking down shit off my wall. I wanted to redo my couch. I took the couch out. Everything gotta go because I hate it.
You threw the couch out?
Yes, I did. Take it out.
God damn.
All of it. I replaced my rug, my area rugs.
Did you get a new couch?
Took out. I started going crazy. I scrubbed this shit down.
What?
You haven't even been there that long, Deanne.
I scrubbed it out. Somebody needed a futon. It was like a little, a little couch futon, just in case somebody was coming over and wanted to sleep on the foo-foo. But no,
The foo-foo.
take that shit out.
So
I'm
nobody's
done.
sleeping anymore.
Nobody. Stay your ass home or go home.
Wow.
What
So,
the
Stay your ass home or
I
go
love
home.
y'all.
Stay your ass home.
Don't come.
Don't come. No.
to my house.
Don't come expecting.
But
to
no,
stay.
I think
Right.
I'm also trying to
Yo.
let go of shit too because I'm moving. So I'm going to move back to Brooklyn. So I'm trying to like
Yeah.
throw shit.
What part of Brooklyn?
Crown Heights.
Yeah.
Hey, neighbor.
Right. Hello, neighbor. We all about to be living in Crown Heights.
Yes, that part is really convenient for trains. Okay.
And,
Yeah.
I live in
Yeah.
Crown Heights now,
Okay.
and I'm gonna be living in Crown Heights again.
Yes. That's exactly why we picked it.
So yeah.
So good.
So yeah, I scrubbed it, sage, did all the burning, all the praying, did all before New Year's, like on the 31st. On the 31st, I did a bunch of that. Then I left my house to go to somebody else's house. And
Do you want to discuss?
I was in a situationship that I
No,
shouldn't
we
have been
don't.
in. And I knew that I didn't want to spend my time with this person, but instead I I went against what I felt and did it because I thought it was the right thing to do. I didn't want to spend it. I really would rather do it by myself because I pray, and I pray on my knees. Like I don't pray like God, please, like
Get
the
down,
regular,
dirty.
Show us again how? You don't do
No,
it like what?
don't. Just don't.
No,
I don't
no.
want to see that. Awkward.
Wait,
God,
no,
please.
listen.
Please, because there are people who pray like that. Okay.
God,
No, I
please.
said, what's the normal way of praying? Like, you know how people be like, oh, like, what, like, whatever.
There's no normal way.
Oh my gosh.
It's all right.
Y'all know how
God,
what I mean.
God,
Like,
please.
or just bow your head, pray. Like, no, I have to get on my
your
knees.
knees, yeah.
Yeah.
And stretch
Get in your prayer closet.
and pray.
Yeah.
And think about everything. Right. So I was like, this is going to fuck up 2019 for me. I feel it. This is not, I don't want to be in this situation. I wanted to leave. I've learned a lot of things about myself as far as situations in relationships. I have to deal with the loss of an ex. I am not over. Can't get over. I'm trying, and I'm working with that with my therapist. But I never knew how much a person can have a hold on you
Yes, God.
until you are in something and you legit are trying to make them into this person that they can't be. So
That's crazy.
I was in a situation because I'm thinking I can mold you into the person I want you to be, and every day you're
That potential, Lord.
disappointing me without even, you're just the person. You're just another guy, and I'm sitting here setting these ideas of, we're supposed to have fun. We're supposed to do this. We're supposed to. And every time you keep disappointing me because you're just not him.
But he's not really disappointing you.
Wait. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're just a person. You're just
Who you are.
who
You're
you
yourself.
are.
Mm-hmm.
I go into thinking this is supposed to be this way, and it's not. Setting expectations in relationships. So I tricked myself into thinking that I could do it, and I can't. So I left. Also, there were expectations on me as far as me being someone who is, I guess, successful or trying to be successful, where his insecurities had leaked through. And I saw it. And I saw it over and over again. And some people, and I realized this is my first lesson ever with this whole your name, people wanting to be with you because they love the thought of you.
Oh, Lord.
Except, not really being with you because they like you. They want to be able to say they want to date Scotty Beam, or they want to date Gia or Safira or Bex or Alicia from so-and-so. Right. Or, from anywhere.
Don't ever come to me with that bullshit.
And niggas will.
Don't ever.
Niggas will. And most importantly, broke niggas will.
Don't ever.
So,
Oh my God.
you have to have, and I had the idea, I had the inkling, right? I had asked my mom way before. I was like, Mom, has anybody ever dated you? Because, of your name. And she was like, I'm sure they have. But I dropped them before they even got very close. You know what I'm saying? And I let somebody get close because I'm, again, stuck in this ex era. And also I'm just seeing shit, and I know, like, discernment. Like, we talked about discernment. And I was like, I know that I'm not supposed to be in this, and I'm still doing it. For what? Because I'm bored. Because I don't have nothing else to do. Because I want somebody to text that I don't want to text no other nigga, like other dudes.
Safe.
It's safe. It's what I can go to. Cool. But at some point you have to, like, so as soon as that ball dropped and that year started, I said I have to go. So I left.
Wait.
Oh, he had to get out here. I had to get out. So I wish him well. I pray. I had to get out. I had to go.
Wait.
Pack my things and leave.
Just for clarity.
No,
Did you break up with him?
Alicia is dramatic, but
at midnight.
No. After no. On the 2nd, I gave it a day.
Okay, there we go. See,
okay.
you gotta explain the details.
I gave it a day.
It's not what you said.
I gave it a day of
breathing.
Not what you said
thought.
before. Thank you.
But the more I was around him, the more upset I got, the more disgusting in 2018 I felt, the more trash. So I said, I just have to go. And I just had to go. And I think I like being by myself, but I also like having company. I have to find some way that could, or it's just somebody that I like to spend time with. I know.
You need a friend.
Well, yeah, but
Thanks for being a
friend. Okay, see you later.
whenever I friend, I treat them differently, and they get mad at me for that. So I never can have like a middle where I'm like, I would like a friend that I want to be with and like spending time with, who's fun, who gets me, I get them, and not here because they can say they're having relations with Scotty Beam, which I've never been through. So this was the first time where I was like, I don't think you're here for that. I think you're here for other issues.
Wow.
So that was my first time as a learning lesson. You know, I'm happy.
I'm happy you saw the signs.
Jesus.
Before.
And got out. Oh yeah, before they spent all my money. So yeah, I am.
Wait a minute.
But
all right.
Into the new year, my house looks great. My apartment looks amazing. Everything is clean. It smells clean. I have a new couch coming in.
Yes.
A new rug. A new rug. I sent the other one back, but new rug coming in.
New.
And you know what's weird for me too? Dealing with men or dealing with like issues or whatever it is, like whenever I'm going through stuff, I love redecorating. I don't know what it is, or buying stuff for my apartment. I think that's the new way of like shopping for me, of like buying new clothes. I just buy stuff for the house and it looks like a new home, so I can just pretend.
Everything's new.
Everything's new. My mind is new, which is bad. You know what I'm saying? That's bad. I talked to my therapist about it, but she said there's nothing wrong with doing that. Like having, you know, certain ways you get through things. You know what I'm saying?
Is it like coping too?
Just as soon you have to deal with it though.
Yeah.
Sit with it. You know what I'm saying? I think I also do that a lot, where I don't sit with relationships a lot or think through relationships. I just leave and that's it. You won't probably ever hear me talk about it unless they do something crazy again. And I'll tell y'all like, this nigga did something crazy.
Yeah.
But I drop and go, and I drop and go, pick up, drop, pick up, drop, pick up, drop. So I'm not really feeling anything once I drop. The last time I felt.
Wow.
Right. So I think I have to deal with that person.
Yeah.
Not talk to him, but deal with why
for you
it's so hard for me to leave mentally. Yeah. So that's it. Other than that, really good, blessed. Lost career wise. I don't want to do anything.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I don't want to do anything. I want to read. And I want to pray. I legit just had, like, I'm journaling, and I had to write God is here about 1,000 times because I had to remind myself that God is here.
Jesus.
Because I I'm lost sometimes. Like I really be trying to figure out what exactly my purpose. And I know we always have the purpose talk. You know what I'm saying? And doing the journey, going that journey is the purpose. Like, but when you're inside of it, you're like I don't know.
Right.
Like,
is it still the same?
Right.
How you want me to
same
do this?
way I was
feeling when I started.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Right.
Yes, that's a
Right.
real.
That's
a
what my
real
2018 looked like.
Right.
It's really scary.
Right.
Because especially when you're already like doing it.
Right.
Now and people are looking at
right.
you like,
right.
so what's next? And you're like, if
One
I
of
don't
y'all
know, like
asked
whatever
me.
the Lord have for
None of
me.
it.
Jesus,
Right.
can you leave me alone? But it's very scary, but it's also a point where it's like depending on how you look at it is how you're gonna feel about it. So I'm just like, I say journaling is the best thing you can do.
way.
Like the fact that you are writing, God is here, is you are like literally stretching and working out your belief muscle. Like whatever you have to do to believe, stay there. Because once you lose hope, you lose belief, and once you lose belief in something bigger than you lose belief in yourself, and that is just that's just the
decline.
literal decline. So I say keep journaling too.
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna do that too.
It'll reveal itself.
Yes.
I want it. Yeah, and that's the thing. Patience is hard to deal with when you have plans for yourself.
Hallelujah.
So it's hard to deal with when
Tell God your plans.
Right.
right when you have plans. You can't. It's hard being patient. So you just I'm just sitting here listening to myself and journaling and trying to listen to God, and whatever he says goes. Like I know I will do it. I just want him. You know how I'm like, God sent me a sign, but I'm like, I know he giving me signs. I just got to open my eyes and pay attention to it. Yeah, that little bird box thing. But
It's beautiful.
right.
It's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. But other than that, like, it's cool.
I would laugh, but I don't.
You know what?
It's okay, Gia. You didn't
don't
really miss
get
much.
the
I ain't gonna watch it.
So
I did watch
topics.
you.
Lost.
You was crazy.
You was
I wasn't
crazy.
crazy about it.
Who?
It
I
was
didn't
crazy.
love it. It
What
was
movie?
just crazy.
You.
What?
It's a
You
series.
on Netflix? Y'all gotta watch that.
Oh
It's
yeah.
crazy.
I mean,
I wanted them to play a
was
little
good.
more things out.
Me too. I also
Oh,
wanted her
was
to
it?
get out.
Yeah.
I hated
Yeah.
that she.
Yeah.
that.
But we don't
Spoiler
know.
alert.
We don't know.
You hated that she what?
We don't
No,
know.
Bex.
alert.
We don't know. Because it didn't. Do we really know? Because we thought that the other girl was dead too, and look how she came
I
back.
mean, it kind of looked like he killed her because he
But-
was like,
Yeah. They
We
had
don't
her-
know.
I had to kill you.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
I
guys,
can't
I
believe
hope
that
you,
on
I hope
Candace.
you caught up.
Wait, who's talking about?
Well, maybe he killed
You.
metaphorical.
I thought he was talking about Candace. Sorry, I had to kill you.
Who's Candace?
The
His
first
ex-girlfriend.
No, she came.
She came back.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for those who
you
haven't
see it?
watched
Oh,
you on
I
Netflix
know.
yet.
You should have
Sorry.
watched it.
Spoiler
You had
alert,
all of
Candace
Christmas
was
break.
alive?
Yeah, she came back in the
back in the
bookstore.
book.
at the end.
She was like, "We've got a lot to talk about, don't we?"
Like, yes, we do.
And I thought that was a delusion.
Me too.
No,
But then I was
yeah.
like, oh, it's real.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see the last episode.
So it's
Oh,
like,
sorry.
what does he
I
do
don't
with
care.
his? What does he? I guess the second season will play into what exactly it is that he does.
But he was talking to us like he killed her. Like, sorry, I
was
had to
talk-
kill you. There's
Plot twist.
mad teeth up in the roof. Something's going on.
something.
Yes. All right.
He's a cutie though. He's
Yes,
cute.
he is straight
I've
from
been
Gossip
watched
Girl.
Gossip Girl.
It felt
too.
like I've never seen Gossip Girl, but it felt like this is what Gossip Girl would look like if I watched Gossip Girl.
I wouldn't say it
And that's
would
the
look like
best
it.
way
It
to
has a
describe
dark.
it.
Same
It
neighborhood.
has a darkness to it.
Not the same neighborhood.
Like a
in a
faux
sense.
darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Watch
like a
an
playful
episode.
darkness.
It's actually very
It is
cute.
really
No,
good.
I'm
Desperate
okay.
Housewives.
Yes.
Yes, that was good.
Desperate
I
Housewives?
binge watched the
That was
whole
good.
series 3 times.
That was my favorite
I
show.
love that show.
It's so good.
Y'all
Eva
watch a lot
Longoria.
of TV.
The redhead, I
watch
forgot
that
her
on
name, but she was
TV.
really good.
Eva Longoria, the redhead is Bree, but I don't know her real name. Bree on the show. It's such a good show.
And I loved when Alfre Woodard was on there with her
Yes.
sons and their story. Me and my mom used to
Yes.
watch it together
Locked
every
in
Sunday.
the dungeon.
Yo, and Vanessa Williams when she was
Yes,
on
Vanessa
there
Williams
as
was on
Lynn,
was like-
not Lynn, whatever the L lady's name's best friend, the white lady who with all the kids.
Yes.
And it was great.
That was good. That was a good show.
show.
Bring that back.
Yeah, no,
No,
Okay, maybe not.
something funny, something
Hey.
cool like that
No.
show.
We have an insider here at BET. I want to understand what is this new boomerang? Because
Oh,
I
the new
saw
boomerang.
the video,
Yeah.
right, that
What?
has
We're hosting
nothing to do to old Boomerang.
So it's not the old Boomerang. They're literally So what they're doing is the new synopsis follows Halle Berry's son. Like, it's their kids, and they're now growing up in a new business world. They're trying to figure it out. They're dating.
Is it still a marketing agency?
I think it's still a marketing agency. They're dating and figuring each other out. It's like the 2018, 2019 version of like looking at dating, and like there's gay dating, there's LGBTQ community dating, there's interracial dating. There's all different types of dating, and they're going to delve into a lot. But it has nothing like I don't think Halle will be. She might make a cameo, but like they're the kids of. They're the second generation, so it's not really like Boomerang the film.
Because what they were saying was there's no one type of black, right?
One way to be
black.
black.
One way to be black.
But I think now it's more of their statement of like it's not just dating; they're tackling everything. Wow. So it should be interesting. I'm interested again. Now. I trust Lena Waithe. I do trust Lena. So if Lena and Halle can come up with something dope, and Halle being one of the main characters, if they can come up with something that's not necessarily true to the core of Boomerang, because I don't think Boomerang was such a magical film. Yeah. Like the fact that we had Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, David Allen Greer, Halle Berry, Robin Givens,
Eartha Kitt,
Grace Jones, all these amazing people on one film in one time. That's crazy. That'll never
kind
be
of like a Harlem Nights kind of situation.
Right, Lena.
I loved Harlem Nights.
You know what I'm talking about. The pretty girl. She's from Waiting to Exhale.
Layla Rashawn.
Rashawn. Like all these beautiful people, all these beautiful ass black people. Yeah. In that one film. It'll never be recreated. So I think now they're just trying to be like, all right, so what would people in 2019 like to watch? Right. And so they're doing their best to recreate.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, they're doing
their best a good way to flip it rather than trying to do the same old run of the mill. All right, let's extend it
because we don't even
recreate
have that
it for 2018, but it's really it's their kids. It's different.
Everybody hates Chris. Brother is in it.
Yes. They all look too young to be wearing suits.
Drew,
but okay, sure.
Drew is the young. Drew is the guy, and the girl is a new actress.
I didn't see anybody.
I think all the rest of them
I just saw the video. And saw black people. I was like, oh, okay,
blacks.
I like this black.
I'm obligated to watch.
I think that was more. Get it together. I think it was more.
Is that not what it? No,
I'm gonna say yes.
But you just
right.
said
that she's obligated to watch.
I'm gonna watch it either way. I mean, I was gonna tune in either
way.
All right.
Yes. Everybody's shaking their head. Yes.
I think that teaser.
Love you guys at BT.
I think that teaser was more for Golden Globes than it was for the actual like.
Yes,
film.
100%.
Because the Golden, that's the only thing that came out.
Oh,
so the reason why it's like that pan out of like black children, black teenagers, I think it was their statement.
Yeah,
like, there's more than one way to be black.
Right.
So
they're in such a white Hollywood.
So instead of it actually being more about like what the plot and synopsis is, I think it was more like we have the Golden Globes moments for 15 seconds.
Let's
do
it.
Big.
Gang.
Right. Shout out to Lena Waithe at the Golden Globes, though.
Yeah, she looks gorgeous.
First of all, flawless.
The makeup.
Wow.
The cheekbone.
Whelming beat was beautiful, man.
The contour.
The contour.
That blonde looks very
She's
good.
A blonde.
Very good. And she did it with the turtleneck and the suit jacket and the single gold. It was very
She's
like
really gorgeous.
I just met her stylist. Her stylist is really nice.
Oh yeah, she dresses her really well.
Yeah, she does a good job with her.
Yeah,
it was a really good. It was a good
carpet
look.
Yeah.
Oh, because Regina King.
Regina King was.
I mean,
wow. She's gorgeous.
Who else looked really good?
Taraji looked good too.
Taraji looked amazing. Lupita's dress was, and it was like backless in the back.
But
I liked her hair.
Yeah. And it was like draped.
And how it hit the skin.
Yeah. Oh my God. The shoulders and the arm. She's the new Angela Bassett. With the upper body.
Hold up now.
Hold
up.
No, I'm not. I didn't say acting chops. I didn't say acting chops. I said upper body. Okay.
No, but Angela Bassett is still Angela Bassett.
Okay. Yes, she sure is.
She's Peter.
Okay.
Right. We're gonna say that's exactly what it is. To each is their own.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
I think Regina King was my favorite.
Which one?
Regina King.
Just she looked gorgeous.
It was gorgeous.
She's very talented.
Super.
She produces amazing work.
She directs amazing work.
I was getting ready to say that. She directs amazing work.
Her ass. I saw if Bill
and everything that she's awarded, she's really deserving of it.
Very.
And she just be crushing.
Let me just take this moment to say, Beale Street.
It was heartfelt and heartbreaking.
Yes.
Who?
Come on.
If Beale Street could
That's what
talk.
it was.
Okay.
You didn't see it yet?
No, I didn't.
Okay. I know. Well, I'm just gonna say the colors. I am.
It was so beautiful.
I
I've
heard it was
watched
really
it
good.
4 times now. I'm
Four
insane.
times.
Well, when I feel loved when I watch it.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yep.
or the fact that a camera could love
Black
someone
skin.
like that, right? Just love the skin so much like that.
That's
It
so fine.
makes me insane. Then the music,
I heard
the
it's
score,
really good. Yeah.
makes me want to punch love into people's hearts.
Okay,
every
thank
day.
you, because that's what I say. Where we going?
I'm always
Why?
aggressive
Why
because it's
still the
aggressive,
violence?
but I want to love still.
It was a good
I
scene.
want to slap bitches
Stop.
with
Okay,
no,
with
love.
hearts,
Oh my
like
God.
heart
Heart.
emojis,
But
just
it's
all
not.
day. And
Right.
I just wanna,
I don't think that's
How do
I
they
want to
love?
spread
How do they
love
receive
my
that love
way.
violently?
But not. And I don't want to do it, for real. I
I'ma
just
go
want to
with
do it
no
mentally. I
on
want to
the
slap
slaps.
you
Yes.
mentally in your face with
That's
love.
That's poetry.
Please make sure
It's
you end
poetry.
it with
You're
love.
shaking while you're saying this.
She's an aggressive lover.
I'm aggressive. When the music sounds that good, I can't believe the score is that good, and I can't
shaking.
believe that it wasn't nominated for the Golden Globes. Why not?
Yeah.
Does
Did it come
anybody
out too
know?
late?
I think it came
I
out too
think
late.
it came out too
Okay.
late.
I think
Okay.
you just missed the mark.
But then
it just
look
came
at
out
the
like 2 months
anger.
ago.
Look
Yeah,
at
it's
the anger.
true. It's true.
Oscars, I swear to God.
I think it came
Well,
out too
it
late for
might be too late
Oscars
for
too.
two. It would be next
What are you
year.
saying?
Sis,
Yeah, I think it'll be next year.
Next year?
Yeah.
But guess
Next
what?
year.
Wasn't
Well, how
nominated
come-
for anything.
What?
Black Panther.
For the
I don't
Golden
think
Globes.
it didn't
Globes.
win anything.
I think they were nominated.
Well, Mahershala Ali took it for the
Oh,
Green Book, so I'm
okay.
happy about that.
Did anybody see the Green Book?
I
No,
didn't.
but I'm happy he took it.
Did you see it?
I saw it.
Happy he took it.
I thought it
So-
was too long. Number
Too
one.
long.
Whoa! I was like,
I heard the
How
story
long was
isn't
it?
even accurate.
I thought
It's not.
I saw it.
Yeah.
according to
Is
the
it based off
Right.
of the Green Book?
So
that-
first of all, it shouldn't be called the Green Book. Let's just start there
Okay.
because
Black
it's more
people.
about this white man taking this black man around America and technically teaching him how
black
to be black with black culture, and
Oh,
because
no.
he's so rich and lives on the Upper East Side of New York that he assumes that he's like removed. And Mahershala Ali, this story is from the white people, not from
obvious.
the doctor.
It is
that-
obvious.
It's
I
like
wanted to give it a try.
it's more
too.
about the friendship. The acting's beautiful. It's more about the friendship than it is. They only went to like 2 black hotels. Like it wasn't about the hotels and the
wasn't.
places
Well, the trailers make
that
it seem like
welcomed
that.
black people.
No.
So
So
why
it
was
shouldn't be
it-
called the Green
It
Book.
wasn't on
It should've-
Mahershala at all, by the way. Like this wasn't even direct. This is
gotta check.
no.
Just
He
gotta
was
check.
here as a friend. It was legit about the white dude and how he's from the hood and he teaches Mahershala how to eat chicken
And throw it out the window.
Oh, you don't know Aretha Franklin, Little Richard, what? And then at the end,
Rebecca.
Mahershala goes to some little rink-a-dink club and plays the piano,
Oh,
and like
please
for the
stop.
first time he plays for black people. It was the story, like the acting was great because how Mahershala could get each and every.
Heart
Every
emojis.
That
last.
man's
He
fine.
could get all
Would
of these
you also
heart
slap
emojis.
him with emojis too?
Oh, you want me to slap you?
Jesus Christ. help.
Which
Which emoji are you
I'm
slapping
on.
him with? Just curious.
The eggplant. You
I
know
know.
what it is.
Why were you
No.
slapping
No, just slap
him?
him. Oh,
See?
well,
You
that's
see?
great. Well, slap
Smack me with the eggplant, please.
Someone's a little
Sorry.
freaky.
I know.
Slap me with the No, I'll slap him with the new emoji with the wet face. I like that one. Ow. So Mahershala,
Yo, we
but he's,
got
I
really hope
find
none of our
peace.
18
without-
below listeners.
We
are
got
listening.
find peace this year.
Hey, disclaimer.
Peace.
Tony, look.
They actually are
Too
listening.
old. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want just to hug him.
Thank
That's
you.
it. But,
You have to ask his wife for permission
Oh
first
no, I'm
because
definitely
they
asking
look
for
madly
consent.
in
I'm
love.
never gonna hug without consent.
Oh, here we
I'm
go.
hugging with consent. No, I'm definitely going for like I'm saying, hey Mahershala, hi.
But I'm gonna. Is it okay? Like I'm
like-
going to go halfway because
No,
you can't tell me no.
Be like, no, just be like, I'm gonna show you how
Oh.
I hug. I'm gonna come in first.
See, this
That's how I'm gonna hug you. Is
Did
that
you hear what
okay?
she just said?
What?
You can't tell me no.
You can't tell me no because this
No,
looks
you
loving.
What if he just
Is
leave
it?
your ass looking
Is
stupid?
it?
I mean, at least he looked at my ass. That's
Actually,
fine.
He does that because I went to the Green
the
Book
fuck
premiere.
is happening?
First of all,
I'm sorry.
seeing
I
the
don't know.
Green Book
I don't know.
in a room full of white people is very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
The little nuances and the jokes that they were laughing a little too hard at, and I went with Kiana from Black Market Vintage,
Oh, yeah, you're gonna piss
and
me
both of us were like, Okay, all right.
It's a little too hard. Stop.
Like when they were doing like racial slurs, they were like, ah! And it was like, wow, I should go. We should go. But we stayed and watched the full thing. And the thing that we took away from it was, first of all, it had nothing to do with the Green Book. It was not about the Green Book at all.
Excuse me. What is the Green Book?
The Green Book was basically a compilation of places that black people were allowed to go in the South that would not harass them, try to kill them, like where they were safe. So hotels, restaurants, gas stations, bars, any places
and broken down.
Any places where black people were welcomed. Where they could stay is what. So the Green Book was a compilation. Say you were coming back down from the north to see your family. Like you can't you can't go here.
So my grandparents are the ones who told me about it because they're from down south originally. So when they would travel, even with my mom as they were kids, sometimes like they had a Green Book. Like that was a thing, especially for Northerners to have a Green Book to travel through the South and to know, okay, we can't go here, like Gia said. But they also have an exhibition of it at the Smithsonian in DC. So there are like for the movie to be named that, and a lot of people don't know our history still. And for a great movie, not a great movie, but of that magnitude, a movie of that size to be named mistitled, and it's, I mean, like. Essentially, they could have tied it in somehow since he was taking him on a road trip.
It just showed the Green Book. Like I said, here it is. This is the Green. This is where you'll be staying, you black man.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I'm going to drop you off, and also I'm going to stay. The white dude stays at like a better hotel.
Yeah,
and so like
weird.
That's insane.
I was like, and he's the driver.
I don't think I want to watch this.
I mean, so here's the thing: the movie is good. It should just not be called the Green Book, and it should be called like
Me and my friend
Tony Lip's version of what happened. It should be called Tony Lip Drives Dr. Shirley.
Black man
driving Dr. Shirley.
It should be called Driving Dr. Shirley because at the end of the day,
with a chicken bone,
it's from Tony Lip's like white perspective. So literally, I'm over here looking up the article because Dr. Don Shirley's family spoke out and was like, none of this is like. They didn't even reach that. This is not what happened. They said that Dr. Don Shirley wasn't estranged from his family. He knew black culture. Like it wasn't that at all. Like they took.
It's very.
They exaggerated a lot of things.
Never had fried chicken.
Right.
You know how weird that is.
Yeah, especially during that time period.
Right.
You never had. Okay.
They said they didn't.
And then what you do with the bone? Like you should have heard. I was like, okay, and I looked at my mom. I was like, sis, we were in Georgia when we saw it. We were the only two. I'm sorry, DeAndre. So 3. We were sitting there watching, and some police officer walks in, watches us watching the movie.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I don't like this. I just don't. We were in Athens, Georgia. If you know Athens, Georgia, and you know. So yeah, he watched us for a few, and then I had like turned around. I'm staring at him. He walks back out. I'm like, why are you you don't want to see this shit? We don't want to see this shit.
Right.
Like, why are you watching me watching a movie?
Wow.
So that being said, congrats to Mahershala for winning. I think he did a great performance.
Else he did.
Yeah.
Moonlight, he should have got something.
Yeah.
He should have.
I hate when they do that. I thought he did get something from Moonlight.
Moonlight
won.
Moonlight
won,
but no, I think he did. No, I'm check. I thought he won something.
But yeah, they literally kept saying this is a white man's version of a black man's life, and that's pretty much what we saw.
Real, and the fact that they didn't even apologize when they won. The fact
that
they won everything, I was confused.
I knew it when I saw the film because it was like the richest of rich Hollywood. It was like the film debuted at the Plaza, like. So I was like, oh, this is rich. Like they were in suits and minks. We pulled up in jeans. Like we thinking it's a premiere. Like okay,
I would have never thought.
Like Hollywood was in there heavy. So I was like, oh, this is gonna be the premiere film. Yeah. Like this was their project.
I really hope that
and again, I enjoyed I enjoyed watching the film, but when you take off your rose colored glasses and don't just watch it for those funny like scenes and the acting, it's like. First of all, this shouldn't have been called the Green Book at all. Like there's real life.
They showed it one time. It was like, here it is. Take him here.
Reach the quota.
It was like a product.
Drop him off. Right. It was like a Beats headphones. Right. Just in the middle of a music video.
That's
so like,
y'all need some more diversity on your set.
Yeah. It was bad. But
not just Mahershala.
He deserved it for everything. else. And he's a great actor. He was great in the
really
movie.
Also, can't wait
really
to see him in
is.
True Detective this weekend.
Oh yeah.
I have to maybe watch that.
Yeah, at the party,
different
I tried to
stories
take a
every
picture
season.
with him.
Oh, that's cool.
And he was hanging out with his family. And I gotta stop being scared. I never used to doubt myself, but especially not taking no picture, going up to nobody. But I was just like, no, I don't want to go. And then I finally went over there, and he was like, now with his family. So I was like, hey, Mahershala, like, you did such a great job in the movie. He was like, thank you so much. I'm like, do you mind? I know this is like you're about to leave. Yeah, I was like, I know you're about to leave, but do you mind like grabbing a quick picture? He was like, hold on, I just have to get my, like, he had a family member with him. And so then I was like kind of waiting. And then it just was like for like 10 minutes. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna wait for no picture with you. And it started to be a line, and I was like, I'm good. I'll see you again.
I have a very hard time with asking people
Me
for
too.
pictures.
I just wanted
too.
to. Well, it was Mahershala.
Yeah, anybody. If I see Oprah, I'm like, oh my God, that's Oprah. And then that's it. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
I asked Oprah for a picture, and she took it.
I know.
Fired.
It's amazing. I just I don't know what it is with, like,
I can't do it either.
Even thinking about it makes my hands sweaty. Like, I can't. I'd be like, oh God, no.
There has to be that pocket of time where it's like, yeah, this is it. Hey!
Yep. I strategized.
Yeah, no, she's,
For my
Gia
own
is
perfection.
amazing.
But then, like, if you don't feel the vibe, it's also like,
don't force
not
it. That's
doing
the
this.
worst
Yeah,
thing.
no.
Don't ever
And
be
I've
like,
seen people force it before, and I'll be like, damn, sis.
They be looking terrible.
How'd you get that?
Yeah. So, all right, we got a lot to talk about.
We
All
do.
right.
We really
Jesus
do.
Christmas Christ.
Now,
I cannot, Lord.
Y'all
I
done
can.
put
I've
it
been
on.
waiting.
I'm
I mean, I
already
can, but
uncomfortable.
just to
We are black girls. We gotta.
just
My
to
heart
think
is
about
racing
it.
already.
all right. So, everyone is up to date with the R. Kelly documentary. A docuseries, sorry. Everybody has watched it.
Yeah.
6 episodes.
I didn't watch all 6. I wasn't going to, but I did see 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6.
I didn't see the last ones
Okay.
that everybody was making a huge deal about.
Yeah.
I
The
didn't see
last 2. You didn't see the last 2.
yeah, the last, what was the last 2 hours?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't see the
Yes.
last 2 hours. I had enough.
Yeah.
I had enough.
Yep.
I had
My heart
enough.
I had enough at 3.
Whew.
At 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had enough at 3.
I couldn't do. I was like, I need a break, and then I'll watch what's happening now. Because Dream Hampton kept tweeting like the most important, the most crazy parts are the last one. So I'll watch the last one, sis.
But Jesus Christ, you said there, Gia, that there are so many layers, and as I sit here to even think to where to begin, it's like, do I start with Do I start with the fact that new developments came out that obviously he was raped with his sister, or do I start with the fact that I
wasn't
really
new.
didn't?
raped by his sister?
That wasn't.
I don't
They
think.
no. They met. It's new for the brother.
Family,
But
they didn't say sister.
Yeah,
no,
they never
it
said
was
that.
known
They never said
before.
it
No,
was.
they
It was-
never said the sister.
You've heard
No
it
one's
before?
I have heard it before. Yeah.
Oh,
I've
I
never heard that.
I've never
Or
heard
do
that
we
before.
start with there were some people in the documentary that
No, I think we.
shouldn't have been in the documentary? Or do we start with where were the parents? Because can we talk about the parents? Because we're not
don't-
parents. But then also it's like,
Don't like that.
it's just so many angles to come from is what I'm saying.
I said we start from the almost in the order of how the docuseries went
Well,
with
he was
R.
born.
Kelly. Well, thank you.
Right.
Yes. He was
Robert
here.
Kelly was born in Chicago.
No, I think the discussion of him being sexually
Yeah, he was
abused is
shy.
super important. That's something that we just can't brush over and be like, oh,
No,
he was
not
abused.
at all.
Next. Being abused as a child, especially from someone that you're supposed to trust and you love, is just sets you up for all types of, like, literally just failure. Like, immediately. And you're what? I think his brother was 6 and he was younger. No. He was older than his brother.
The baby
brother was
said
6, so I think R. Kelly must have been a little older.
And then he has the older brother Bruce, who's in jail, who really just don't care about nothing.
He needs to stay there.
He
My
can
heart
stay
is
right in jail.
That
racing.
man is
He can really stay there.
disgusting. But I'm happy they kept him in.
Me
No,
too.
you
to
need that.
really see how these men are thinking, like they're
Right.
talking.
I actually wanted them to ask him so many more questions so it could be so much more visible and clear what the fucking
was
problem is.
visible.
Well, that was,
Like,
yeah.
they needed to go.
It was very
keep
clear.
asking
It was
him.
very clear once the brothers start. Well, first of all, I was surprised. Not surprised. I was a little taken aback, but then I was also happy that the brothers were involved because I think that shed a little more light to
His story.
his story and the mass community of us who did not understand the depth of the situation.
Right.
Because it's like to get your brothers involved and they're saying honest things and they're saying that's you in the video, and they're deliberate. And even though Bruce had his glaring moments of ignorance, I think it was a good thing for the audience to see the problem from the moment they showed Bruce in jail and Carrie's situation. Even if you saw how they were speaking, and not like, it's not to judge, but you could tell the lack of education. You could tell just like they just came from a bad place to begin with. So I think I think Dream Hampton did a very good job in expressing that their familial situation was fucked up.
Oh yeah,
from the jump.
There's like we were talking about this offline too. There's like video of an interview that R. Kelly did where he talks about his mother in the strangest, most uncomfortable way of how he admired her and crushed on her and wanted to marry her. It was just the strangest dialogue just to hear him fantasize and think about his mother as such and wanting to drink from the same spot where her lipstick stain was. It's obvious and apparent that whatever damage, I don't know if he was raped by his sister, as his brother just said that he was, but just performing oral or him being touched by his sister has completely shifted that man to who we know him as today. 'Cause that shit doesn't leave you. You can't get better over it. It doesn't leave you. You can't forget about it. If you do forget about it, it comes back out. Like, it's just disgusting from the beginning of his adolescent life. From the very beginning. Like, he didn't even have a childhood.
But in the same strain, as he grew,
he took away childhoods.
And but he also became very manipulative as a teenager as well when he dropped out of high school and started doing his own thing.
Can I give the definition of manipulator? Because I think people don't understand how powerful that word is and what that actually means to be a manipulator. People take that very lightly.
It's super fucking dangerous.
I don't like that. And I did a little bit of research. I have definitions, a lot of things here. Oh. Manipulator, a person who controls or influences others in a clever way, having or showing no moral principles, not honest or fair. You literally have no set of morals, no coof, no nothing. All you're caring about is changing the way you think so I can get what I want from you.
Right. And using whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever soft spot you have, and they have in their brain about certain issues, using that moment. Just like when in the docuseries when the girl talked about, one of the women said that he talked about his molestation to ease his way in.
Yes.
Into her life and allow her to feel comfortable enough to open up and stay.
Yes. Even his wife discussed that too. She said, I was the one that listened, and he talked about Andrea talked about that. He talked about his down moments. He talked about different things. Yeah, we're gonna talk about sis.
We're gonna talk about sis.
The craziest part for me, I think, watching, I remember feeling shaken, like it was me who had went through that, and I think because we are all black women and we're young enough to, like, first of all, our generation couldn't have really done anything about him back then because we were literally that age, like 10, 11, 12. And Not even. Yeah.
We were like 5.
Yeah, 18 Nothing But a Number came out, I think, in 95.
Right.
So
94.
Yeah, so I was 7.
I was 4.
I was 4.
Insane.
So
I was 5.
when you really look
I
back, we were coming into this information as 10, 11, 12-year-old girls. And I remember sitting at my remember when you couldn't have your computer in your room. It wasn't no laptops when you were like a kid. Like you had
the computer room.
In the living room. And remember when AIM was big and people was like, don't go meet people,
in chat rooms
and
stuff.
Chat rooms. And so I remember sitting on in the computer room in the study, and Vi had just put out that big old expose on R. Kelly, and Danielle and Elliot Wilson's wife, who's an incredible hip hop journalist and editor. She was like, nah, we talked about it. We did a full expose. Right. And I remember reading that and doing research myself and reading the Chicago Public Records of how many $10,000 checks R. Kelly put out to teenage girls' parents because they were too poor to actually hire lawyers to sue him. But in order for it not to be opened by the police, he was like, well, here, I'll give you $10K and it'll never happen again.
Not even $1,000.
Some $1,000.
Right.
$1,000.
Right.
Or $100.
$100. You know
And some of those who were a little better off definitely sent them away.
Yes.
Like uprooted the family away.
And would not be
surprised. There is some in Paris.
Yes.
That's
the one I'm talking about. Yes.
There is a family in Paris that got sent to Paris.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes. They probably had a lot of proof, evidence. So I think R. Kelly knows who he can manipulate and all those things. But I think right now, the craziest part is, I think back then, that's when I knew I can't listen to R. Kelly no more, because the shit that he's talking about with these 12 and 13 and 14-year-old girls is what he's talking about in these overtly sexual songs. It's not about grown women.
No.
That's the crazy part. So it just infuriated me, and I can't even, like, seeing it made me shake to my core. And I couldn't watch 3 and 4.
Yes, I was telling you guys earlier, just listening to it as I'm doing, like, getting ready in the house, taking a shower. And I was by myself in the house, and just listening to it in the background made me feel like I was being violated in some way. Like someone was looking at me, or someone was plotting to come and touch me, or plotting to come and violate me sexually. And it was like, all I'm doing is just absorbing this docuseries, like, through ears, just by watching it. I'm just like, I can only imagine then how the women who actually went through it actually felt. The people who have been through sexual assault and abuse actually feel. And having to revisit it and just like,
that's what got me.
Your body must, like, I don't even want to say what it must be, but I felt disgusting. I
definitely go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I definitely I had to talk to a friend of mine who was also sexually abused as a child by someone very close to her, and we had to talk. I've actually been sexually abused as well as a child, so I had to talk to someone who understood, because I was sitting there and I was angry. I was just talking about it right now. I'm shaking. My heart is racing, because I don't really think people understand how serious it is to be manipulated, how serious it is to feel vulnerable, to feel guilt, to be brainwashed, to understand a situation as such, and then be removed from your family. Jeez. To then experience all of that alone, with no support, with no contact from the outside world. I know what I went through. I know what my friend went through, but she was able to still have family that did show real love to her. Mm-hmm. Whether they knew or not, she was still able to experience love. These girls didn't have that. Y'all want to keep talking about, what these girls wanted it. They knew better. Where are the parents? Where are the... No.
The only reason I raised the issue of the parents is because at the point where so much had been out in the news, and parents still thought to take their 17-year-old daughter to an R. Kelly concert, that raises red flags for me. And I'm not a parent, but I have people who are younger than me. Like
Sparkle included.
Just the fact that you
really disappointed
you wanted to take people around, and I guess they just really didn't know. Like, that's really what it boils down to for me. Like, you really just didn't know anything.
I think in a legal stance, when you see someone found not guilty, you start to believe that shit as well. Yeah. Like, let's be honest, we have to also, there's no different with how we felt about OJ. Niggas really thought he didn't do it until 2 years ago when that shit came out. Not all of us. Some people thought. No, some people were just like, oh no.
No. They knew. Yeah, no, they knew he did it. The thing was, we never get justice like that.
Yes.
So the reason why he was found not guilty, nobody believed that.
No, yes, but as that vindication faded over the years, it became still not admitting the fact that that nigga probably did it.
Right.
It was more so like,
very much we're on OJ's side.
It's a very
and I get what you're saying. I get why.
We're on his side because we never see justice.
Yeah, and I get that as well. We want to.
Although it was the wrong.
Right.
Justice. It was justice, and black people took it as that.
And the Rodney King shit was not far from when that happened.
Back then, black asked me back then, I'd probably be right along with them, because I probably would have been happy that somebody just got
right.
Off,
but that's what we do. We ride for what we think is right. Oh, we're just gonna justice. Yes, he didn't do it. Justice, and that's exactly what we did as a society and a culture.
Yep.
Am I completely mad at that? No, because I understand why we do it. I understand. But looking back
at
at
R. Kelly, I can't.
But no. Now, looking back at it now, when we're still saying that, that's a problem.
Yeah.
People in comments talking about these girls, these bitches, these hoes just wanted that. They doing this for money. Why are we still thinking
it's
that?
how we see ourselves.
Yeah. Did y'all not
it's how
hear?
We see ourselves. When this is what I unfortunately love most about this docuseries. How many people don't come to the defense of black women, period, black girls who speak, but they're not heard.
Not believed.
They're not seen or heard. To hear the road assistant man, the manager?
Demetrius.
Tell
he was killing me.
Face straight saying, I seen the look in Aaliyah's eyes. She was worried.
He asked him too.
He wanted to stop.
Oh God.
The wedding. You did not. Because you don't want to believe these girls. You don't want to help these girls.
But I think
my thing is, this is somebody's uncle. This is somebody's brother. This is somebody's son. This is somebody's so for me to think that you can look at another black girl, I know that you don't believe anyone. You can't believe anybody. And stop also with this saying, oh, I have a sister. I would never. You know what I'm saying? I would help my sister. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Because subconsciously you are looking like, okay, especially if money is involved. Because most of these people, like the producer that was like, oh, the light skin
around in every room,
and I saw it, and he was feeling on the girl's butt, feeling on your booty. I think that's how it was made, right? Girl was young, and he said, and she looked so young. Why you ain't saying nothing?
Right.
Why didn't you speak up?
Money.
And I don't understand. And at this age right now, I can't understand witnessing something like that and not seeing somebody you know, not acting like it's somebody you know. That makes me, and that infuriates me because I know, they can go around and tell these stories, but you had an opportunity at that moment to stop at least one girl from having an experience.
Everybody's caught up in it. Everybody's caught up in the money. Everybody's caught up in the lifestyle. Everybody's caught up in the access. Everybody's caught up in the power. Everybody's caught up in the affiliation. Everybody's caught up.
And I'm sure he manipulated them as well.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just as cut and dry as just. No. I think he absolutely manipulated them as well.
But think about,
you can look in the face.
But when you
and then how do you sleep at night though? Like stuff like that makes me upset.
Money is the root of all evil.
Like think about said, money will buy you any motherfucking thing. Right. In this world.
Think about when Demetrius said how he helped to forge the document, the marriage license.
Act like she was
18. How you think he got it forged? Here's a stack, whatever the fuck it was. Do me a favor, and then he got the documents. Like money talks. Money is the universal language.
I just think it's so insane how people can victim shame, but would want to conveniently forget that this nigga was going to the high school. Y'all forgot about that? Y'all want to victim shame, but y'all don't want to talk about how often he went to the high school.
The girl's
seek
teammate.
out for these girls.
But everyone's in awe.
The girl's teammate.
Everyone's in awe.
The girl's teammate.
R. Kelly, this big ass R&B star, is coming back to hometown. He never left.
And they made that clear. They made that clear in the documentary. He would go to the McDonald's near the school, and there were two women on there. The Hood Feminists or the Hood Feminism group. There were two women from there on there that they were students at the time, grown women now, students at the time in Chicago. They saw him every single day at the McDonald's after school, chilling with high school kids.
He had like a truck, sending
people to go.
R. Kelly would come. It would be like the Pied Piper.
That is insane.
It would be like, yo, Cal's want to talk to you, and then you'd be like, oh, I want to talk to him.
Right.
I think the parts that were so disheartening and disgusting to watch were the amount of times he took hope and dreams from women who really honestly thought that he could be a mentor and a life changer.
Innocence.
There are little girls who wanted to sing and dream and laugh and be as famous as he was, and he looked at them and said, you can be my sex slave, instead of saying, I want to help you.
I will help you get your career.
Remember the first girls? The first girls were like, yeah, we were 13, 14. We just were trying to sing background vocals because we knew he was talented.
Right.
And then they talked about how the first time they had to watch their friend have sex with him in the studio.
Jesus.
Like, I can't.
But manipulators see opportunities.
Yeah.
But they only see the opportunities
for them
that favor their interests.
Absolutely. And
blowing somebody else up as a star is not of R. Kelly's interest.
It was anyone.
And it was the same vulnerability and desire of the families as well, because there was one family that noticed that, like, okay, she was on stage and he kissed her, and we were like, okay, where did she go? And she exited out the VIP section, and they were like, okay, that was weird. And then still allowed her to continue working with R. Kelly even after that really fucked up situation.
I want to know.
This is the last girl, the 17-year-old.
I'm not quite sure the family.
Yes, Azriel is still there. It's the family. It's the family that was the last family that was seen.
I think it was Clay. The last name is Clay family.
Yeah, that was the last family there. Sorry, seen trying to get her out
of the recording studio.
And I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
It's just so.
I just also wanted to point out though, even if the little girl wanted it or had a crush or because it's R. Kelly, you are an adult.
But
you have the right.
But this is
like, you need to say no. Like, at that point, you have to speak as an adult.
But this bleeds into what our culture accepts and what we don't accept, and how we, like, I'm sorry to say it, but it does bleed into how we parent and how we make decisions for our families, and
and how we don't communicate.
Yeah, yes, it's all
or how we don't believe each other.
A fucked up expression
because everybody, even his baby brother said he told R. Kelly that he was being violated, and Kel said no.
Oh, nah, man.
That couldn't have happened to you.
Denial.
And he was like, I thought that he would have believed me if
because it was happening to you too.
And by the way,
trial say that's not my girl.
It was Sparkle's older brother
of also family shame. You don't want to bring shame on your family, so you don't want to speak out and talk about these things because you don't want people to look at your family differently.
And you don't want to lose that coin because he recorded 2 albums after the trial with him still.
By the way,
Sparkle's father, the guitarist.
It was her older brother or father?
No, it was her father. Sparkle's father was his guitarist, toured with him, recorded several albums with him after the trial, recorded 2 more albums with him. Still to this day, will not admit that's his daughter in it. That's why she was that's why she was blurred out in all of the pictures and stuff, because that's not her. Meanwhile, her teammate, the white girl that was a part of the documentary, in the picture with her and R. Kelly.
Right.
In the documentary, stood on trial.
Watched the tape and said that's her. Watched the tape
and said that's my teammate. The coach said, yes, R. Kelly used to come to the games. Like, I'm watching it, looking at the screen like, and nobody has found this nigga guilty.
Let that man get off.
One of the jurors came on the documentary. This is proof of racism and pure hatred in America. Came on the documentary and said, oh, well, I didn't think it was that because, those girls, that's how they dress,
I didn't like it.
I didn't like
them.
I didn't like them. These girls, that's how they dress. White man.
Some black men too.
Oh yeah.
Black women too.
Black women too.
It's everybody.
Black women talk.
What are we talking
about? Why they deserve it because of these things. Instead of not teaching men how to not rape, like how to hey, just don't violate people. No, I need to teach you how to dress to keep from these people violating you. How about we start from that way instead of making women feel like they have to dress it, or men, or like making women feel they have to dress a certain type of way in order to not get raped. Or not be molested.
Why do I have to play defense?
Sexually
my whole life?
assaulted.
Why can't I just live?
No matter what you wear.
Which goes into the conversation of men are never taught how to love properly.
Can I read the definition of rape culture? Rape culture is a sociological concept for a setting in which rape is a persuasive and normalized due to societal attitudes about gender and sexuality.
Also, somebody had tweeted me and said I'm waiting for you guys, not I think you guys, but just I guess me I'm waiting for you to talk about, men being raped. I'm ready when they're ready.
We can't have that conversation.
Yeah,
someone
has. And I would love, and I'm not saying I know. You ever seen those therapy sessions on Vice? They have like this therapy session, whatever. I would love, not saying on Vice or anywhere, but I want to hear what happened, because there's a lot of my friends who say they lost their virginity, guy friends, and
to
they lost their
babysitters.
virginity to their babysitter, and they laugh about it. And I'm like, that's not funny.
I have an ex-boyfriend who lost his virginity at 13 to a 19-year-old.
And that's not funny.
And that's not funny.
No, it's
that's
not.
sick.
It's not funny.
It's not.
And somehow they think it's some kind of manhood token chip
Yeah.
that you can. Some of them,
A
not
rite of
saying all of
passage.
them, but it's a way of, like the younger you lose it, I'm guessing, to some, where I hear them and how they say it in their tone.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
I've been fucking since
I've
I
been
was
fucking
this.
since
Right.
I was
Yeah.
12. I've been fucking since
There's
I was
a clip
10.
of Lil
Wayne
Wayne saying that. He was, first of all, he was talking to Little Twist.
15-year-old.
15-year-old basically forcing Little Twist to have sex, telling Little Twist, I'm gonna set you up with some whatever, and then admitted, oh, I've been fucking since I was 11. I had originate with him when I was 15.
The craziest part.
And
That's
said
our
that
culture.
he said, and I got raped and I loved it.
Yep.
Why are we saying that?
Before we get
People
on to
are
black
taught-
men,
How
I
we
think
saying that?
we have to continue to talk
Yeah.
from black women right now.
Yes.
Because at this point, I
some
would love to have black men on the show
To have
when
a
y'all are
conversation.
ready
When
to
y'all
have a
are ready.
conversation about it.
Anytime.
But I think we have to get back to this documentary because there's just so much to unpack.
Yes.
Yeah.
The staff member who was bleeped
Blurred
out,
out.
Yeah.
and voice change. Obviously,
And
it was a woman.
I was about to say,
Right.
clearly was a woman.
It was a woman.
But you can tell that whatever little warped structure world he has it so normalized that people don't hear it until they were saying it to Dream. Like she was like, "Oh my god," that
And
was
she
wrong.
was starting to cry.
She
Yes,
broke down.
girl. What is happening in this place that is no one like y'all can't they can't watch TV. The fact that he said you can have a pee bucket. I felt so bad for the sister, Azriel's sister,
Yes.
who got like threatened and kicked
And
out
kicked out
in Chicago
in the random place. Yeah.
because she went in and tried to save her own sister. Like that was the part that killed me because I was like, if that happened to me, I don't know if I would be able to live. Like, the parents are tormented. He's ruining people's lives at every single turn, and yet he has the nerve to go to TMZ and be like, "It's all lies. Everything's a lie."
Right. Stage it up. And I hadn't even peeped on the girl's shirt in the shadow that there was somebody going like
Yes.
this
Yeah.
during the interview.
On the interview.
On Joycelyn's interview
Yeah.
with TMZ. First of all, TMZ is definitely on R. Kelly's payroll.
Yeah.
Because the way that they keep trying
Yeah.
go back and discredit everything that is happening from the documentary. Every day there's a new story like, girls of R. Kelly were old enough. Like, dog.
Or try to show them at the concert.
Yes.
I was
Okay.
like,
Of course they're at the
wow.
concert.
What
Because that's the only time they get to leave the room.
Even down to Dominique, the one that he made
A boy.
a boy.
Yo, that shit is-
And to see the rescue between, like, first of all, I will say this. Yes, it was a documentary. Yes, it was TV. So, yes, I am aware that a few of the elements of the whole thing were a little stretched because it's television. But, yes, they were. There were a few.
What part? Like what?
There were a few parts. Just how I needed. Was this also going to be known that we would be following with the mothers too?
Mom?
Like, was that
well,
also?
she said that she said that she knew she was going to be recording, and she used the documentary in flight to try to find her daughter.
Got it.
So,
but to see
did
that,
it feel like it was too good for TV? I get it, 100%.
no, it had the TV elements.
No,
but what
for
I'm
sure.
saying is to see that. First of all, to see the mothers fight was very strengthening as well as heartbreaking because it's like I get to the door, I see my daughter, then I get a call from the hotel saying we're gonna call the police on you.
We have to call
the police on you. So it was an instant call to somebody from R. Kelly's camp,
Right.
Like the way he has control. And they were in Beverly Hills. They weren't in Chicago.
Right.
They weren't in Atlanta. They were in a hotel in Beverly Hills while this man was somewhere across the
And
country.
it actually seemed like the manager knew what was going on too.
Yeah.
Because he was like, "You want me to take you up?"
Yep.
Like he was like,
That's why I'm
"You're
like
not the first."
Yes.
But he can't do anything.
Right.
He's legally obligated to not do anything. And I'm sorry that I keep giving these definitions, but I think it's really important that we have these definitions
need to know.
because I think people take these words very lightly. So brainwash is to make someone adopt radically different beliefs by using systematic and often forcible pressure. He did that to everyone. So to go back to the girl that was the employee, the fact that she had to regurgitate this information and look at it in her face for her to actually come outside of herself to be like, Oh my God, this is what I was doing.
Right.
This is where he brought me to.
This is why I don't get when people say, you could have just laughed.
How?
You could have just
No,
walked
you can't.
out. You could have just
you can't.
No,
you can't.
You can't speak because you weren't
We're
there.
in the situation.
You don't even know what that's like to be brainwashed. That's another thing.
You're conditioned.
We take brainwash like as in like some silly like
a hypnotist.
Hypnotized and
right.
that's it.
Silly shit. No, that's a real fucking thing.
Yeah.
That's an act. People do it. It's learned too.
Yeah, and it's not just male to male. It can be female to female.
Yes.
It can be anyone that you're highly influenced by.
Yes.
Yeah, like,
and especially when penis is involved,
Yep.
stigmatization is a real thing.
and if you're a child and
when
you've
your
never
brain
had
isn't
dick
even
before,
fully developed.
Right.
At 14,
Right.
15, 16, your brain is not fully developed.
and you don't know
all
what
you know-
sex is,
Right.
this is
And
your first
all you
experience of
know
sex.
Is that this is the room that I live in and my parents don't get
And you
me.
think that's
so
love.
This is what I'm going to do
Then you
because
associate it
I'm going to
with
cut them
love.
off. Because y'all remember falling in love the first time? And
Yes.
like when your parents would be like, you can't see him.
You're too young.
You better not do it. And you finding a way anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like, thank God we dated men in our age group, hopefully. You never know. But at that time, imagine if it was like, I can understand these girls because when I was in my first relationship, I tried to sneak out the house all the time.
Right.
So like they just met they met a predator. And so that's why I
Right.
cannot blame the victim.
Let me
Because
just-
he is a predator at the end of the
Also,
day.
I think we
I'm sorry. I don't want to shy off of that. I just want to speak from someone who's experienced being not necessarily. I don't want to say manipulated. When I was 5, it was with someone that was a family friend that I trusted, that my family trusted. So the whole "where were your parents" thing, my mom was working, my dad's working. This is a family friend that you trust. It happens sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't fault my family for that. It happens sometimes. But the manipulation and the brainwash of don't say anything because you're going to get me in trouble is what you bring with guilt to a 5-year-old, and you don't want to tell. You don't want to tell. I remember when I was in the corner by the water cooler in fetal position crying because I got him in trouble. Not because I told, but because I got him in trouble. Y'all don't know what that guilt feels like. And I wasn't raped, but I was touched. Imagine being raped. Y'all don't know what that what do I always talk about on this show? Guilt. I'm 32 and I still can't let go of that guilt. I remember myself at the water cooler crying because I'm getting him in trouble, not because I was hurt. Y'all don't know that guilt. So don't fucking sit here and victim shame these people because they not telling right now, because of their guilt, because they liked it. You don't even understand at the age of a young woman, your body is conflicted with what is right and wrong, but your body wants it because your body felt it before and wants to feel it again. You don't know. You're conflicted. Your brain is like, I'm going to get in trouble with mommy, but your body's like, I like the way that felt last time. You don't know. Y'all take that shit so fucking lightly, and it's not to be held like that. Excuse me. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. So for women especially,
yes.
for women especially who I'm sure every single woman in their life has been either spoken to inappropriately, touched inappropriately once in a club, or whatever the case may be, sit here to say that they deserved it.
I can't listen.
Y'all are a piece of fucking shit.
And there's women who live
100%.
with, I deserved it. You know what I'm saying? Like, to bounce off of that, Alicia, because I wasn't going to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But I won't go into detail.
Me either.
But at 10, I was a bit older, and I was being told every time to stop playing with so many boys. Stop playing with so many boys. Stop playing with so many boys. And because I dressed like a boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't really think that it was possible. You know what I'm saying? But they ganged up on me. And so after that was done, I wasn't raped. I was sexually assaulted. I had to look at this age now, today, I had to look up what the difference, it is, what was it. I had a few bruises, ripped shirts, ripped pants, but I
assaulted,
fought for my life. So in my mind, I'm thinking I deserved it. Because I shouldn't have been playing with boys. I shouldn't have been playing, whatever game, tag, hot peas and butter. We played all these games, and I didn't know that the whole time, I guess I was being set up to,
and that's real.
Days of being set up of being like, assaulted.
And that setup shit is real.
And they were older. They were 15, 16.
And you were 10.
I was 10.
High schoolers. Let's make that clear. What 10? You're what? 5th grade?
I was in 5th grade. Mm-hmm.
And they playing with, and these are fucking high school sophomores and juniors playing 11. With a 5th grader.
And the thing is, I can't even. You know how when something traumatic like that happens, you can't really see it. Mm-hmm. You could just feel it.
Mm-hmm. I can see it.
I can't see anything. I could just feel. So I don't even remember. I know it was in the 10-year, 11-year bracket, like that moment. But everything else I've tried to stuff because I was like, I deserved it. So there are women that are walking around with guilt because they think that they put it on themselves. Mm-hmm. Like, you dress this way, so I deserve to get raped. I hung out with boys, so I deserve to get raped. I drank, so I deserve to get raped. I took this pill, I deserve to get raped. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. I don't think people understand the magnitude, how big this is. You know what I'm saying? And this feeling doesn't leave.
No.
And a lot of people don't confront these issues. So they just walk along with this very heavy feeling of still confusion. I still think sometimes you're stuck in that 10-year-old mind, 5-year-old mind. You still think about what the fuck, what was going on? Like, try to play out what happens, and tries to figure out where you went wrong. How did you fuck this up? How did you end up with this, like, very traumatic
it's always
issue?
Looking at yourself first.
Right.
That's all you do.
It? But then it's so hard for some reason to look at the boys and be like, well, they were just being boys.
Because you've always been taught that boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys.
Like, they're just that unruly that there's no type of rearing or upbringing or raising that's ever going to change the nature of boys. That's such a fucking false narrative.
Right.
But that's what we process and continue on with, is that boys will be boys.
Right.
Everything is built up around
sex.
there.
Yes, it's always you had sex. Yes, son. Or you had sex, daughter. Why were you out?
Have sex?
Who you? What you?
Daughters are
There's
different.
so much more protection for the innocence of girls than there is for the innocence of boys.
But there's really no protection for the innocence of black girls.
But there really,
because it's always taken away and it's always pushed under the rug on the 7 o'clock
but
news.
not even the innocence to protect it from ever being violated, even trying to massage the innocence that once was, to try to revive that again in somebody that who has been violated.
And the crazy part is, even with all this stuff internally in our community that we have to unpack, from boys to protecting boys and protecting girls, in order for mainstream media to care about R. Kelly, he would have had to raped white women. Like, they're just like, oh, they black, they're gonna figure that shit out.
They would have.
That's black. Dirty laundry.
That's that black. Right. That's that R&B shit. True. Like, they're gonna figure that out. No one. Again, the fact that Bill Cosby raped white women is the reason why, or drugged white women is the reason why he's behind bars.
Yes.
Black women. Sincerely believe if 1,000 black women
we have proof
and talked to Bill Cosby, said the same thing about Bill Cosby would have been heel toeing his ass right on down the
Hall of Fame with his network.
Right.
But the thing is, because they feel like there's some responsibility that we have, just because we have always carried everything in this whole world.
To say that, right.
That y'all can handle this. Yeah. So it's really not rape. It's not rape. You just didn't want it. No. That we have been assaulted. I've never been assaulted, but I always look at and feel like the fact that I'm sitting between the two of you, like, they're like, y'all are my sisters, so I feel upset. Like, the fact that no one was there to stop it. No one has said anything. This is the problem within our community. We have to fix it ourselves. Forget that the police are in white and mainstream. We have to put the eyes on it. And I'm glad that Dream Hampton finally did this whole shit, because we needed to see it. And I'm so sick of the women even on Essence put a post. Essence, the women of essence who are supposed to be like, you know, the readers are supposed to be educated and 18 to 34 and you know, all these upper class women, they were like, these girls wanted it. They was teenagers, you know. Teenagers.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
And they said these in the comments. Those girls wanted it. Now, mind you, they're probably R. Kelly stans.
No, they didn't.
And that's their people too. But look up the post. There is a few posts.
This is how these black girls see themselves. Okay. Like whenever they say shit like that, I know for a fact.
Yeah, that's how a lot of black girls see themselves.
Just like that.
These are black women.
Yes, women.
Yes.
Who were once girls.
Right. Once girls. Right. And were probably raped and molested themselves. Right. And put it on themselves again as I deserved it. She wanted it.
So disgusting.
So I said something.
And here's the most important thing. Well, for me, and I feel like this is a responsibility for black women and black families. We have to talk to our aunts and uncles, right?
I don't know.
About going to these concerts. Because that's the thing that's paying him now, right? So he's doing these concerts. It's selling out. You know, these aunts, like I saw your Insta story, right?
Yeah, I mean, my mom went to like New Year's dance or whatever, and they were
playing
Stepping in the Name of Love, child. The documentary was on at the same time, and they was stepping. Like this was the weekend that this was the weekend that the documentary came out,
and they look older,
and everyone like was at the place discussing it. Like, yeah, we saw it, and then child, as soon as Step in the Name of Love came out, oh shit, this much. I said, Ma, you better not be dancing.
She's like,
I'm not dancing. Okay.
People know how hurt our generations, our past generations.
Yeah, because look at how they deal with hurt.
100%.
Like, and
they don't deal with it.
They don't. And I'm not shading them, but look at how I'm not shading them. But I'm just simply highlighting
how to
right.
Yeah,
you got to understand. Their parents were the first generations out of like sharecropping,
the civil
rights movements, and they were like, "Dog, we are lucky to have a house. Don't worry about your feelings." We are the first generation to ever speak about our feelings, try to delve into them, and try to fix what the last generation didn't even have the privilege of fixing. So I hope that our people's generations can actually see this for once. Yeah. But I'm not surprised that we have to fix it. It's at this point we are old enough.
That's our responsibility also. Now, we have a responsibility. But we also have to talk, like I have to sit my aunts down and be like, listen,
enough's enough.
You can't be going to the concert. I have to make sure, like my mom is clear, you know, on things. But you have to also make sure that your mom is clear. You know, like your dad is clear, your uncles are clear, you know, that this is not okay. You know, you can't be paying, like you're basically putting money in his pocket to continuously harm women.
To continuously pay families off.
Yep. Right. You're saying it's okay.
Blood money.
And I just want us to see ourselves as worth it one time.
I can't.
Anybody see these little girls walking the street as worth it. See every black woman, black man as worth it. Let's try to treat each other like we, are at least matter and we are one. And I understand we have our differences. We all do. But when it comes to harming somebody, hurting somebody, and even if, I know people are saying, we probably didn't talk about Robert Kelly's pain, and I'm saying right, but
I feel like that sentiment is going through because people don't, because I had a similar conversation to that yesterday. Right. I don't think that people understand. I really don't think that people understand how long this has been happening.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I don't think that people understand that people have asked him to go get help. Like the point that we're at now is not the tip of the iceberg.
And when you start to harm when you harm others, I'm sorry. Yeah. That's out the window. Yeah. It's not out the window. I'm aware of what's going on, but you are now harming other people. Yeah. You are now robbing people of their childhood. You're now robbing people of their innocence for the rest of their life. You're doing exactly the same thing that was done to you. And why do you think that's okay?
Right. Repeatedly.
You have to go.
Repeatedly. repeatedly.
Now you're choosing it. Like now, at this point, you're choosing it.
Because you've been saved. You got off. When you got off, you should have. You should have been stopped. You should have been changed your guess. He is sick.
He's sick.
But I feel like there have been signs, and I know there have been people that have told him, you need to stop. You need to go get the help. There have been many times he was saved in situations, and he could have. I do believe now it is a choice. I do believe now, even with that dumbass I Admit song, we don't want that. Oh, God. You think that we wanted that? We didn't want that.
I didn't even hear that song.
That is not going to save 20 years of hurt for thousands of people. That's not going to save 20 years of
defenseless.
We don't want that shit.
He said I think he truly believes what his brother Bruce believes, that it's a preference. Right. And that there's nothing you can do about it. Right. But then, sure, let's even say that that's what he believes. The fact that you put women in rooms and lock them up so they can't even see each other and tell them when to pee and when to go get food and when they can go outside and take away their phone privileges and treat them like animals is literally that should be sign enough that you need help. You need help.
That's to himself?
Crazy.
He's not gonna think about that for himself.
Not for himself, but
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he has.
The fact that he knows that he can't admit this and go out and be like, yes, this is what I do. Welcome to my cribs. He knows that it's
probably
wrong.
Like they don't understand that this is me, but he doesn't know that this is me. The me is abnormal. He just thinks that my life is it's okay, and just know it's not common in the real world. But he doesn't think that his life is not okay. He thinks that it's 100% valid. He thinks 100% real.
Yeah, he's in control of everything.
He's delusional. He can control. And I wanted to bring up the point that and I it's really hard for me because human to human, I want to show people who go through traumatic situations in their life some type of mercy, because moments like that potentially can stunt somebody at the age and moment in their life in which it happened, regardless of how they progress in their life and where they go. So I do want to show some type of mercy, but it's hard because it's like, where and how do I do that? But that stunting is very much fucking real. And I don't think we're giving enough light to that there are some people who don't manifest or don't react to that trauma in ways in which R. Kelly does, but they still battle with that shit. Like Alicia and your guilt. That's something that you're carrying with you, and it's burdening you, and it's affecting everything and every decision that you make. Literally. It changed your life. Yes, it did. You don't know life without that at this point. So it's how do I show mercy to somebody who doesn't know the other side of things that don't exist because of what we went through? So it's and then also how do you notice that somebody is stunted like that, and that they're stuck and they won't change, and they're an impossible case, and I really don't want to say that, but they're an impossible case, or maybe to notice that maybe there is something they are trying to fight it, but it's just something they just on their own is just maybe too overwhelming. So it's where's the compassion in the story? Because it's the man is flawed. The man is delusional. The man has been broken himself and doesn't excuse what he did. Please do not get me the fuck wrong. Please do not get me wrong.
I'm not taking it as that.
But I think it's human to human, some type of compassion that a lot of people out here are fucking broken.
Yes.
No, broken
the black
and hurt.
Community period is broken.
And it's and I usually always I don't want to write everything off that it came from slavery. Everything deuces back to slavery, but
it really does.
The more and more I let go of it got to be something else, and the more and more I really just sit longer with shit that we go through as a community. It really that.
It really is just that.
To even imagine that the way in which, and I'm sorry if this offends somebody, but the way in which that animals are tortured and the trauma they go through and the trauma in the meat that we eat affects the way that we then react. How do you think people who give birth to generations thereon and therefore are not affected with the same trauma? It does pass down. It's the energy.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's the energy. And it's as crazy as it is to be the universe and it is literally the energy. Because that's all we fucking are is energy.
We pass through people.
We pass through, yes.
We are passing through, and then our experiences that we have literally every single time is that conversation this energy that we are sharing right now. It's heavy.
Yes.
So I totally agree with you.
And like walking into church for New Year's, like it's the thickness in the air. Like it exists in other situations. It's that we don't give it enough credit because it is there. And it's just always going to be there until we fucking face it.
We have to, as a I don't want to say community, as a household, in the household, have conversations. There needs to be trust within the family. And if the family is the one doing the wrongs, we have to be okay with confronting that as well and having these people be put in, helped. Whatever sense of help that is for you and your family or whatever situation, it needs to be help. You have to address it. It's not okay for predators to just be walking. Like R. Kelly was a predator that knew how to hunt and who to hunt on. These broken women, these super fan women, easily manipulated women, people who idolized him, people who trusted him.
People who didn't know him.
I had no clue.
No clue.
People who didn't know him, but
Kids
people
who didn't
loved him.
Know the idea of him.
Or whatever it may be. The conversations need to start in the home. It needs to be, okay, this happened to you when you were 5. Let's talk about it at 15. Let's talk about it again at 25. Let's talk about it again at 35. How are you feeling now? Are you okay? Actually, let me tell you, when I was 5, it happened to me too. Let me be able to speak to you so I know I can confide in you. The fact that little boy, his brother, went to his own brother to tell him what would happen to him, and his brother told him no. How is he supposed to speak up as a man to anybody else if the one person he thought he could trust told him no?
Because it's like it happened to him and he didn't know how to deal with it. So how is he supposed to talk to him?
How?
Right.
How?
No, he dealt with it. His dealing with it is tucking it the fuck away.
Right. But he's like, you tuck it away now.
Right.
You got to tuck it
But
away.
do you
like
see just the difference in two scenarios in the same household?
Right.
R. Kelly went to the other extreme of that. His brother, I don't know the brother's name. Gary hid it, held it. Didn't even, his mother died not knowing.
Right.
Two completely extremes. And R. Kelly is over here singing the fucking truth from the fucking mountaintops, and we stepping in the name of love to the shit. Like literally two extreme opposites. Like that's what happens in the household when we don't have conversations and we don't have, we just want to turn a blind eye and turn the music up so we won't have to hear it and see it and feel it. We got to snap out of that slave mentality. That's exactly what it is.
No one wants to feel that.
That's exactly what it is. So all you fucking people out there just sitting on the fucking Twitter and Instagram just talking about how easy it is for these girls to get over the shit.
Or looking for other people to blame.
Or looking for other people to blame and want to say, oh, it was the parents. Oh, no.
Or not separating the man from the music.
Single fucking person. It was R. Kelly. Period. Point blank.
None.
I don't care how she felt when she saw him, if she wanted it or not. He was conscious enough. He was old enough. He knew better. He knew the differences. He used these people. He brainwashed these people. He manipulated these people. He hunted on these people. He preyed on these people to do this to them. Y'all can't be taking that shit lightly because it's not light.
Right.
You know what else irks me about this social media culture, though? When people don't, like you just explained, Alicia, people don't know the full capacity of the story. They can't put 2 and 2 together that it relates to someplace else. And they'll be like, but what about so-and-so? Are we going to cancel so-and-so too? Are we going to, and they're not expressing the whole story. They're bringing up somebody that has nothing to do with the situation just to like,
you have to.
But I don't even think it's one person at a time. I think people do that to deflect from what's actually happening.
Yes. Like who we're talking about.
Yeah, and that is so
one person at a time.
Annoying.
So I want to read examples of rape culture because
because at this point we're just going in circles, and I think as Black women we are really traumatized by that whole thing. Yeah. I think we should wrap it up just because at this point we know what happened to these women. I think at this point, like Alicia said, we need to talk within our households. We need to believe Black girls. We need to protect Black women, which is so crazy. And like you said, we need to actually, when you are seeing it, do something. Take evidence so the police can't just go in someone's house and not see videos. But because I'm just like, I don't want to. I think a lot of people's spirits have been broken by this whole thing, and I don't want our audience to continue to be broken again. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I want us to like start wrapping it up because it's been 2 hours of us venting. And I don't want us to just get stuck in this place. Like, he's
canceled though, y'all. He's canceled. Like, don't tweet us
thoroughly
asking us what our songs are. Right. Don't tweet us asking us what we think about it because we don't want to give him any more light. I really wish that it would stop being talked about and it would just get solved. That's just not my take on it.
Right.
Because there's not enough Twitter investigators in the world with enough opinions to fix this. But he's canceled. Stop playing him at the cookout. Stop playing him Hot 97. Stop playing him WBLS. Stop playing him whoever. Stop playing him. Stop playing him. Take him off of Spotify. Take him off of iTunes. Take him off of Tidal. Just kill. Okay, too far. But just stop. Just stop.
There was also something that Jameer had posted earlier about a doctor or a life coach who there were 2 black men on 2 different occasions found dead at his place of residence, and there were male escorts.
Oh, it's the white man.
Yes,
yes. Political.
And how that's like I didn't hear about that until Jameer tweeted it. And I'm just like
with meth, I think. And I don't remember. It happened a minute ago.
One happened 2 years ago, and one recently happened.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I'm talking about the one long ago. I don't remember which.
So one man was found dead like 2 years ago or something of the sort, and another man was just found dead like recently.
How is there an opportunity for another one to be found dead? Is my problem.
Gay black men. Another predator hunting prey. I know who to go to.
Prey that no one cares about.
Yes.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
So I think, that's another.
Those who are compassionate. I'm going to pray on the woman who loves and wants to fix and nurture and change. So I'm going to pray on you by telling you what I went through so you can feel bad for me because you want to fix me. And you know we're good for a fix. We're good to a nurture. We're good for that. So we're going to pray on you. I'm going to pray on you. I'm going to hunt on you like that.
I'm just happy that there's investigations open.
Yes.
In Georgia, in Chicago. I'm hoping that something will actually come from it. Not just an investigation, that they find something that'll put this man where he needs to go.
Yeah. I think we had a really good dialogue, guys, though. I think it was needed. It was necessary for us to really open up and talk about all this that's going on.
Definitely down with the mute R. Kelly thing. Definitely.
Yeah. And also, let's just put this out here. The National Sexual Assault Hotline. If you do want to call and do need somebody to talk to, it's 1-800-656-4673. Please.
Please talk about it.
Please talk about it if you can.
Woo.